All right.
All right, Shalom. First and foremost, we're going to give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, L'Kadash. Double honors to the elder apostles of Great Millstone. And salutation and much love to y'all came out there pushing out his word in truth and sincerity. Make sure it's good. And back here another week out here in Tampa. All right, prophesy the downfall of America. All right, wake up our people, so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans. All right. And of course, we got people. Our people are scattered throughout all nations, so that's why we come out to the main place of concourse, all right, to bid the children of Israel back to the marriage, all right, or to the marriage, so to say. But you know, I was watching this movie. We'll start off on that. Get Isaiah 47, because I was watching this movie called Mortal, and pretty much they show spiritual powers. You know, they're going into how the elect pretty much is going to be being able to manipulate the elements, manipulate weather, all right, take oxygen out of the air. But you know, there was a point in the movie where some chick says, "What are you the next coming of Jesus, so to say? Are you the next Jesus?" And then the guy that had the powers, you know, he said, "Nah, Jesus didn't kill people." But yeah, the Lord, when he came as a what? He came as a lamb. But what in Revelation it calls him the roaring Lion of Judah. Okay, so when the Lord comes back, he's coming as a well, let's just read it. You start at the top.
This is Isaiah chapter 47, verse 1. Come down and sit in the dust, O virgin daughter of Babylon. Sit on the ground. There is no throne.
And that's what's taking place, because the Lord is exposing these devils. All right, that's why they're all sitting in the dust. Is symbolic for confusion, and that's what you have in America and throughout the whole world. You got nothing but confusion at the hands of who? The Edomites, the ones that rule the world right now. There is nothing but confusion, and the devil, according to the Bible, Esau, Edom, he's being exposed. All right, everywhere you go, nobody wants this devil around no more, man. Everybody wants this guy out of here, because what the first and foremost, the Heavenly Father, all right, is exposing these people for the wicked that they are.
Okay. It says, O daughter of the Chaldeans, for thou shalt no more be called tender and delicate.
Yeah, you're no longer considered the tender and delicate America, because America is their new Chaldea, all right, which is the wise man, all right, the chief wise men, so to say. Not the wise men of Canaan, but you know, during the Babylonian time, the Chaldeans were supposed to be some wise guys, so to say. All right, and that's what America is looked at today. All right, the Chaldeans, the daughter of Chaldea, just like this place is the daughter of Babylon. All right, this place is no longer said tender and delicate, because what? It's being exposed, and all this civil unrest, the sedition, the uproars of the people. All right, and eventually, all right, the nuclear missiles are going to destroy this place.
And real quick, you go into that word delicate there, and in the Hebrew is I think that's Ibag, right?
Oh, Ibag.
And it means dainty, delicate, and you go to the Strong's definition, it says luxurious, man. So America is no longer looked at as the place to want to be. You know, this place is really looked at as a third world country. You know,
this is a shithole country, like Trump like to say.
Yeah.
Well, look at this. So you got. There's. I guarantee you, America has the biggest homeless population. You got the #1 prison population. So why would people want to come to America? America's finished. All right, and it does say the Lord. The Lord is systematically breaking this place down. There's no fun anymore. You can't go out and have a good time. All right. We was at a bar the other day, and some bitch got kicked out for dancing. This is the point in America. There's no mirth in the streets, man. Go ahead, though.
Verse 2, Isaiah 47 and 2. Take thy millstones and grind meal, uncover thy locks, make bare the leg, uncover the thigh, pass over the rivers.
Yeah, so this place is being exposed, man. All right, first and foremost, America. But what? Edom has got his hand over all the world, man. But this is their corporation that they use to push all their philosophies, all right, all the trends, democracy. Everything comes out from America, man. Everybody follows after this great whore. All right, go ahead.
says, verse 3, thy nakedness shall be uncovered, yea, thy shame shall be seen. I will take vengeance, and I will not meet thee as a man.
That's right. So this shame is being uncovered. All the history of America, how it got built up. All right, how it was established, how it was stolen, all the bloodshed. All right, so for that, for touching the apple of the Most High's eye, because that's who you did it to, who you stole the land from, who you brought here for slavery, all right, who you continue to have here in bondage or oppressing, is the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. So what? When the Lord returns, He's not going to meet thee as a man. All right, and we got something.
Just 2 Thessalonians.
Okay.
This is 2 Thessalonians chapter 2 and verse 3. It says, let no man deceive you by any means, for that day shall not come, except there come a falling away first, and that man of sin be revealed, the son of perdition. And that son of perdition, that's who's being revealed, man. Going again, tying that to Isaiah 47, O virgin daughter of Babylon. Okay, goes to show you who's in rulership of this place, man, or who's in power of this place.
Yep.
Okay, which is that son of perdition. Who's that? Esau, Edom.
Well,
Okay.
look who goes around this strong shit. Because that's what perdition means. Perdition means to destroy or destruction. And who goes around destroying things? Who's the only people in history to drop an atomic bomb? Who's the ones that go around fracking, polluting the ocean, spraying chemicals in the air, laying waste the whole forests, right? Put poison in the water. It's Esau Edom, the self-proclaimed white man. He's the problem of this earth. Right, and now he's been revealed, and now that's why he's fighting tooth and nail to stay on top. But according to the prophecies of the Lord, all right, he's going down, and he's going down fast, man. Like what's it say? I saw Lucifer fall from as lightning, you know. So he's going down quick, man. Here it is that it took him such and such years, 230, 40, or whatever, 300 years to establish America. You know, get it to this point, and look, they're gonna go down in 1 hour. All right. 30 minutes, really. When the missiles are flying, all right, towards America, the ICBMs, it's gonna be done. This place is gonna be done in 30 minutes, all right, and rightfully so, for all the atrocities that's been done to our people, man. And here it is, they marching around talking about Black Lives Matter. What about the Native American lives?
What about everybody else's life?
What about the Native Americans, the Latinos that were slaughtered here?
Here you go.
The Lord only cares about His people.
Okay, I'm with you people.
Yeah.
I'm with you people.
All right. That's
Because
good.
I do read the Bible.
Good. Then you
And
should
I
know that
understand.
who the Israelites are, and that the Lord's coming back for them.
Here you go.
There you go.
I do follow it.
Go to Isaiah 63. Because if the Lord got a specific bone to pick with a certain people on this earth, and it just so happened to be the people that put us in slavery.
Yep.
And it's only right? Would you agree that
I do
what goes
agree.
around comes around? Karma's a bitch, right?
Yes, it is.
So, has anybody ever paid for putting the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans into slavery and killing them? Nobody's ever paid for that, right?
No.
So what the Lord's going to be, get that, it's a righteous thing, the recompense. That's in Thessalonians 2, I believe. Maybe 1 and 6 or something like that. Because you got it? Yeah, go ahead and bring it up.
This is 2 Thessalonians chapter 1 and verse 6. Seeing it is a righteous thing
It's a righteous thing.
with God to recompense tribulation
Recompense means to pay back. So it's a righteous thing to pay back tribulation. Go ahead.
to them that trouble you.
So them that troubled us. All
You
right.
know who that was, don't you?
You tell me. Yeah, Esau Edom according to the Bible.
No, if you look back in your history, it was the British.
Yeah,
That
you're right.
British,
The British, the
that
Spaniards,
British.
and the French.
Yeah, the
Here you
British,
go.
the Spaniards, they're Edomites according to the Bible.
Yeah, they
That's
all go
right.
back to one lineage.
Yep.
See, even I know this stuff.
Yeah,
All
see,
right, well,
and
hey,
maybe
I
that's,
do follow
that's,
it.
that goes to show you the state of this place. That you even know that,
Yeah.
but no,
Well, see,
but the
I'm
majority of
from
people don't.
Yeah.
I'm from Massachusetts.
Well, see,
Okay.
there you go.
In Massachusetts, we follow what's in our history. We learn from them. Here in the state of Florida, they got no history. They took it out of school because they didn't want to write.
Yeah, because the history is a bloodshed
It's a
history.
shameful
The so-called
history.
Native Americans that lived here. You ever heard of the Trail of Tears?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a horrible thing. Of course, they're not going to teach it in schools no more because it's shameful. Like we were just reading in Isaiah 47. Bring that out again.
Okay. This is Isaiah chapter 47 and verse 3. Thy nakedness shall be uncovered, Yea, thy shame shall be seen.
Yeah, so what happens is somebody walk in the room and you're naked, you try to cover up because it's shameful, right?
They're very
so
shameful.
so America's history is being brought out, and now it's shameful. They don't want to teach it in the schools. They don't want to talk about it. They're talking about Black Lives Matter, but what about this?
What about this stuff?
When the Native Americans were butchered
All right.
in the streets,
Just like my
in the earth,
great-great-grandfather was the chief of the Seminole Indians.
On your on your father's side or your
On my mother's side.
on your mother's side? Okay, well, you might be Israelite, who knows? But the point is, the Lord's coming back to bring vengeance for His people, man. It's a
That's
righteous
it.
thing. All right?
Hey, what comes around goes around.
There
They
you
what
go.
they
Well,
deserve.
now get Isaiah 63, because again, he got a specific people that He's coming to get.
That's it.
And it's the people that currently rule the earth, and that's done all these atrocities to our people for the last 500-600 years. All right, beginning with Christopher Columbus, which America celebrates Columbus Day, right?
Yeah.
Well, he was a sadistic asshole. He butchered our people.
Yeah, there you go.
I'm personally from Puerto Rico. You know what they did to my people? They tried to exterminate them. They
Yeah,
cut their
they
hands
tried.
off. They tried, but the Lord didn't allow it.
No.
But go
I
ahead.
look at every
Yes,
grace.
This is Isaiah chapter 63 and verse 1. Coming from Edom.
Yeah. Edom is the self-proclaimed white man.
That's what
Not all the people that look like so-called white people, but like you said, the British, those are Edomites.
Yeah.
The people that run the earth, they're Edomites. So the Lord is coming back specifically for them. Go
That's
ahead,
right.
read it again.
It says, Who is this that cometh from Edom
Mhm.
with dyed garments from Basra?
So he dyed garments from Basra. Basra was a chief city of
This that is glorious in his apparel, traveling in the greatness of his strength.
Mhm.
I that spake in righteousness, mighty to save.
Did he already read when it dipped in blood? Or?
It's coming up.
Okay, okay, yep.
Verse 2, Therefore art thou red in thine apparel, and thy garments like him that treadeth in the wine fat.
That's right. So when you're in the wine press or wine fat, you're squishing the grapes. The grape juice, the blood of the grapes, is going to get all over you. So it's symbolic. That's how much blood the Lord is going to have when He returns. Because people like to say, "Oh, God loves everybody." Well, God's coming back to destroy a good portion of the earth.
If you look at the situation that's going on, from what my boyfriend and I read, 85% of the people do not believe in God and they do not believe in Jesus.
But that's good.
And
They
that's a
should.
sad situation.
It's
Because
sad, but the reality of the situation is only a few
it's
believers
real.
are going to believe.
It's real.
It is, and
they
it's
think
evident.
It's fake.
Because
It
the
ain't
prophecies
fake.
of the Bible are happening. What's written in the Bible is taking place today.
It's taking place now. When I follow the Bible, I need to follow that Bible because I did go to church, but my pastor passed away.
Well,
So
Lord
I
took- Lord
I
killed him.
am the church.
There you go. This is
and
the
I
church
use
right now.
And I use my Bible.
Good.
What's that one piece where it says the Lord blinded them, lest they repent?
Convert and he be healed. Okay, yeah. It's in. Let's see. I think it's in Matt. John.
I got a quick scripture that on something you just said about 85% of people don't believe.
Yeah, they don't.
I think it's Mark
And
4
it's
4.
sad because I do believe in the Bible.
Well, the scriptures explain
I
it.
got John 12:40. That one.
Okay.
You get it? This
12:40?
This is like you said that the majority of the people don't believe. Well, hey, they're not supposed to believe at the end of the day. The Lord don't want them to believe. This is John chapter 12 verse 40. He hath blinded their eyes and hardened their heart, that they should not see with their eyes, nor understand with their heart, and be converted, and I should heal them. So the Lord don't want them to. The
No.
Lord blinded these people. He put that spirit on them to not believe. So ultimately, when He comes back, it's going to be that much sweeter for Him.
There you go.
Because like the scriptures say, all the unfaithful shall die in their unbelief.
Yeah, and that's true.
And it is true. It's
I
written in the
do
scriptures.
believe in that.
Romans 3:3.
Nah, go ahead, bring it
My
up.
mother's Catholic.
Here's Romans, this is the book of Romans, chapter 3, verse 3. It says, "For what if some did not believe?"
Yeah, so what if something we're going to be out here regardless whether people believe or not, because
There
we're the
you
prophets
go.
of the Lord. The Lord, I don't know if you know about the old, how the Lord would deal with prophets, but He always sends out prophets before He destroys a country or a
Yeah, I've
nation.
heard about it.
Yeah, that Jeremiah 28:8. Go ahead, though.
It says, "For what if some did not believe? Shall their unbelief make the faith of the Most High without effect? God forbid."
Yeah, so no, meaning no. Just because the majority of the earth don't believe, that's not going to change anything.
No.
These words have been spoken from the most. These are the words of the Most High Himself.
There you go.
Whether they believe it or not is irrelevant at this point because it's happening. So who cares? They still don't want to believe it. That's on them.
They don't. No, what it is, they close the third eye because they don't want to see. So if they don't want to see, they don't want to believe.
Well, the Lord
The
don't want
Lord
them to
closed
see.
the Lord closed your eyes. You know, that's what He said earlier.
Yep. And now it doesn't. At this point, if you don't believe, it's because the Lord really don't want you to believe. Because everything that is taking place right now with COVID-19, the uproars of the people, the riots everywhere, the natural disasters, and it's only going to get worse until the Lord returns. No, nope, not to the kingdom of heaven. And through much tribulation shall we enter into the kingdom. Well, it's going to be World War III. It's going to be
the Jehovah's always said.
The who?
The Jehovah's, I don't know if you know.
Jehovah's Witnesses?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They turn around and they say, God has got Earth 2 coming. We're going to be going to Earth 2 and we're going to...
Oh, yeah, that's a bunch of nonsense. It's nonsense. That's not in the Bible.
No, it's not. It's not in the Bible.
Who the world ignorantly calls Jesus, what he say in the Lord's Prayer, he said, let thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. We ain't going to go to another earth.
No.
Heaven's going to be here on
Earth
earth.
2.0.
I look at it this way. Heaven and hell is here on earth.
There you go.
Yeah,
Right.
You're
Exactly right.
Right now, we are in hell.
Yeah, yes we are.
And that's what that's what I see.
But then again, there's people that are in their heaven. Like the people that run the earth, they're in their heaven. They get to live it up. They don't pay no bills. We're their property. That's why you got a social security number, because you're just a property. That's your number for them.
To them.
Yeah.
And those people are the evil people, because those are the ones that are that set policies on the earth that make us put us in the position that we're in right now. They're evil. They living up there, and
if you look at evil, right? You look at the rich. The rich you got money. We the homeless struggle to keep ourselves alive. We keep ourselves fed, and we always keep ourselves.
But should it be like that? Absolutely not.
No,
it's enough resources
But
to
this
go
is
around.
supposed to be the greatest country on earth, right?
No.
But this is look at the condition of this place.
You see what New York has got for population of homeless?
Yeah.
83,000.
LA too.
California, 72,000. Tampa, Hillsborough County, and it's got between 16 to 17,000. And the mayor here turned around and blamed us homeless people for the COVID-19. Now I happen to be in Seminole Heights. Little does she know, but me and a couple of homeless people were walking behind her. What did she freaking say? Her crony asked her, what are you going to do about the homeless? Nothing. They're worthless bums and they need to die.
Well, that's the rulers. That's the rulers.
The mayor.
That's the sentiment of everybody out here.
Exactly. That's why this place has to be destroyed. Ultimately, that's why the Lord's going to come back and destroy this place, because of all the evil in this place, man.
Well, if you
But most
read,
specifically to our people. All right, bring that out real quick, because again, that's why you see we're not the only prophets out here.
No.
We're all around the world. We got brothers everywhere, and we're prophesying again. Well, go ahead, read that. This is how you know we're at the end. The Lord's coming back soon.
All this suffering that we're having to go through right now, we don't have much suffering left. The Lord's getting ready to come back and redeem His people and set us up, those that believed on Him, of His people, to be the rulers, and we're going to rule in righteousness.
They're not going to be homeless people in the kingdom of heaven.
Yeah, because the rulers because like it says in Proverbs, real quick before I get the precept, and in the book of Proverbs, it says when the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. When the wicked are in authority, the people mourn. So
right.
Are the people of the earth rejoicing or mourning? People are mourning. People are suffering.
Mourning.
Yeah, people
Because
are suffering because of the wicked is in authority.
Exactly.
We're suffering.
Yep.
When you look at
Let me get this
now,
quick precept real quick.
We're suffering.
Let me get this quick scripture.
So even the earth itself is suffering.
Yeah. This is Jeremiah chapter 28 and verse 8. The prophets that have been before me and before thee of old prophesied both against many countries and against great kingdoms, of war and of evil and of pestilences.
And that's what we're out here telling people, that look, it's going to get a lot worse. War's coming. All right, World War III is going to happen. That's going to be the war to end all wars.
Yeah.
All right, the evil is coming, being in bad times, evil time or ill times. It's going to come a point in time where you're going to see people out here gunning each other down. There's not going to be no police to come to the rescue. People are going to be killing each other for one slice of bread. At least the bums, the homeless, they're used to living,
Right.
living off what they can. These everyday Americans, they're used to McDonald's drive-thrus, microwave food.
There you go.
So what happens when all that stops? That people are gonna lose their minds.
Yep. See, you got the homeless really has a leg up on what's coming. They're already prepared. Because what these people are,
we already know.
These people usually go. They can't go 2 or 3 hours without eating.
No, they
Imagine
can't.
when they can't go a whole day without eating. They're gonna be killing each other.
I go every other day without food. I get a little bit of money. Okay. that little bit of money that I get from Social Security goes to me and my boyfriend. Tonight I eat, he goes without food. Tomorrow I go without food, and tomorrow he eats. But we have to stretch.
Yeah.
You have to make the best of what you have in life.
Yep, yep.
And these
Exactly.
people here, this building, the
Yeah,
elephant,
they living it up.
Yep.
they're living it up. But guess what? Because money is the root of all evil.
Yeah,
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 yes,
yeah.
it is. Yep.
The love of money.
And that's what's gonna have people take. You know about the mark of the beast?
Yeah, I know something about it.
It's a RFID microchip that they're gonna start implanting into people. And like you said, the root of all evil is money. If you want to continue to use money, you're gonna have to have this chip. Which if you take this chip, you're gonna get sure destruction. You're gonna die.
And one thing about this too is they're gonna
That ain't gonna happen.
they're gonna heavily push this on the homeless first.
Yep.
No,
That's what-
no.
so
Because
if
guess
you-
what?
If you don't
I
want
already told
destruction,
them.
then I suggest you not take this.
You got
I
the
already
warning.
told them.
You've been warned.
You
Yeah.
can try, but you're gonna have a war on your hands with me.
Well, that's how it should be.
Yeah,
That's how it
exactly.
should be.
If you gotta die, then so be it.
That's it. Because I'm not going for that.
It's better not to have that and have a chance at salvation than
One
to
of the
receive it
cops-
and die.
One of the cops that I know, he also comes from my home state. And I showed him the video that I had about this microchip. He goes, hell to the fucking no. He says, I want to go to heaven. I don't want to go to hell. He knows about it.
Well, that's the thing. Well, let's get that in the Revelation 3 and 10 because it's easier said than done.
Yeah.
Because right now it's still you still got luxuries. You can go to the store, but when they allow you not to buy or sell anything unless you have this, it's gonna be harder to said. Especially if you got kids, you got a family to feed. You know, it's gonna take the faith in the Heavenly Father and His Son to overcome this. Go ahead.
This is Revelation chapter 3 and verse 10. Because thou hast kept the word of my patience, I will also keep thee from the hour of temptation.
The hour of temptation is when the whole world is going to be tried. Because I don't know if you through this COVID-19, they're trying to go cashless. Everything's contactless. Because why? Because they're moving to this chip. Because they want everybody's money to be on the digital currency.
That ain't happening.
Oh, it's happening. It's happening as we speak.
No, I know that's happening. But I'm not
Oh,
going
okay,
for that.
Taya.
Good.
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 Yeah. That's
the
the
right
mentality.
mindset.
Should
Yeah.
be.
That's the right mindset.
I got one.
All I have
Oh
to
yeah.
say is, you want to kill me, you kill me. But I'm not going for that.
It says, which shall come upon all the world to try them that dwell upon the earth.
Yeah, so everybody's going to be tried.
Yeah, because the so-called government is going to be like, look, you know, the money spreading coronavirus, you know, too many people are killing each other, you know, you're getting robbed and all this and that. This is going to be the solution for all this. And if you don't
That
get
ain't the
it, you're not going to be able to go to the store to buy anything. You're not going to be able to go
Can't
into
work.
buildings. You can't,
You can't
go to
get your
work.
Social Security no more.
Yep.
They're not gonna send you no more checks. They're gonna be like, look, if you don't get the chip, we're not gonna pay you no more.
Because that's how they're gonna say, look, we're gonna just transfer the money to your chip.
Yep.
That way, all you gotta do is at the store just swipe your hand, and it's gonna read the chip in you, and it's gonna deduct the money directly from your account.
And that goes for us too. We have jobs.
Yep.
You know, we're gonna have
Yeah,
to forsake
I know.
our jobs if we don't. You know, because they're gonna say, all right, well, no more bank accounts, no more credit cards. Now this is the new standard. You know, if you get this, then all right, you can continue to work here. If
Yeah,
you don't
I've
get
seen
this,
it,
then sayonara.
I've seen a thing in Sweden, how they're getting them in their hands.
Yep, it's real. And,
What
yeah.
happens? But think about it. What happens if something goes wrong with the microchip? Then you got killed.
Oh, we think about it.
That's why they've been perfecting it over the years. They got it to the point where it ain't got. And if it does short, then they don't care. If your chip just happens to fail, they're gonna tell you to come get another chip.
That's 1 in a million.
Yeah.
They've been working on this thing since like the 90s.
Yeah. Not the late 80s.
One of the first
Yeah, right.
families in America was here in Florida to get it.
Yep.
They were called the Jacobs family.
Yep.
Yeah.
And they ended up dying.
Yep, they ended up
The
dying.
son ended up dying. But here's the prophecy.
Yep, this is Revelation chapter 13, and I'll start at verse 16. It says, and he causes all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond.
So that encompasses everybody: rich, poor, free, bond,
Yeah.
great or small. You know, it don't matter if you're Bill Gates or yourself. They're gonna try to. When it said they cause is all.
Yeah.
So they're gonna. It's gonna be no way to continue in society unless you take their chip,
Yep.
which is the mark of the beast.
It says, and he causes all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads.
And the people are already taking this chip. There's people all around the world that have already taken it. And if you've gone to the store recently, pretty much all the stores have upgraded their systems for the chip reader. So you don't have to insert your card no more. You don't have to swipe it no more. You just tap the machine and that's it. They're preparing everybody's minds for this chip because that's how it's gonna work. You just scan your hand and that's it.
That ain't working for me.
Verse 17, and that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name.
So there you go. Nobody gonna buy or sell. And how do you work? You're selling yourself, your services. So you're not gonna be able to work. You're not gonna be able to go grocery shopping.
You're not gonna be able to do nothing.
Nothing. Exactly. Because what they're gonna move all medical. That's why they're talking about this digital certificate for the COVID. They want to see if you took the vaccine or not. How they gonna prove it? Because it's gonna be the information will be on your chip.
That ain't happening.
Well, I got one more scripture, and before you go, just take this with you. This is in the book of Sirach in the Apocrypha, chapter 4, verse 28. It says, "Strive for the truth unto death, and the Lord shall fight for thee." So keep that in mind, because
Oh, I do keep a lot of stuff in mind. Trust me on that one.
unto death, it says, even if you gotta die,
Well, that's
the Lord,
my
the Lord will fight for you.
That's like me and my boyfriend. We're both prepared for a lot of things. And if we have to stop, we will stop. Because we will not get that thing done.
Well, that's the right spirit. Stay in that spirit, and Lord's will, the Lord will fight for you. You gotta believe, have faith.
By my side.
Yeah.
Because I do a lot of praise.
All right, good.
I do. I pray in the morning and I pray in the afternoon. I pray before I go to bed.
What else is there to do?
Hey, well, just
There
know,
ain't nothing else to do but pray.
just know that the names that you
I
should
was
be
about to say,
yeah.
calling on to, the real names of the Heavenly Father and His only begotten Son, is Yahweh. This is in the Hebrew.
Yeah,
The Hebrew name of the Heavenly Father is Yahweh, which means He is, or He exists, and the Hebrew name for the only begotten Son is Yahweh Shai.
Yeah.
He delivers.
Yeah.
Yahweh Shai means delivered. Yah means He.
Yeah.
So those are the names that you should pray onto, because those are the only, like it says in the
that's
Book of
the
Acts.
only, right. That's the only names they go by.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
there's only names that can be saved by it.
There's only names
You
that
want to be
receive
prayed.
salvation. Yep.
You want help. You got to go through Hebrew to get to them.
Yep.
There you go.
Mhm.
For them to help you.
Yahweh.
So remember those names, and remember
Yeah.
not to take this chip and just have faith. And that, hey, the
Well, I
Lord-
got a lot of faith. Trust me.
hey,
Oh, good.
Just hope that you can endure to the end, and you might be able to see salvation if you're of the Lord's people.
I endure every day of my life,
Okay.
whether I'm homeless or I'm not. My life is my life. I'm not.
Well, we
gonna
can't argue that.
change for the government. I'm not going to change for police. I change for me
Yeah, right.
All right, good.
because God is the one that tells me what I can and cannot do.
There you go.
Because I follow God's government, not man's government. Here you go. I follow.
See you. Have a good day.
See you. You guys have a good day.
All right.
And a blessed day. And take it easy.
Be safe out there.
Always.
Yeah, so hey, there you go, man. The people are waking up, man. Even random people, man. And then you got a lot of Israelites that's simpler than her, man. They don't know what the hell's going on.
Much more simple than
Yeah.
that.
So at least she could be an Israelite. So
Yeah. Give it a benefit.
she's already like Brother said, she got one leg up from the people on the Element building here. You know,
Mhm.
they ain't seen a hard day's work in their life.
That's real.
They ain't had to fight for a meal.
Yeah, that's real. They don't know struggle like that. Not like that woman going through. They don't know what it's like to my husband got to eat today and I got to not eat today, and then vice versa the next day. That's the fucked up way to live.
Yeah.
You know?
And it's gonna be like that for everybody, man. But it might not be. You eat one day, I eat the next day. It might be. Look, we both splitting that one slice of bread we found. Or like the scripture get Matthew 24 real quick, and then because it's gonna be hard times, man. It's gonna be real hard times. Go ahead.
This is Matthew chapter 24, verse 12. And because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold.
That's right, man. So hey, your husband, instead of splitting that piece of bread with you, he might just club you over the head and eat that, stuff his face, and keep it moving.
Yeah.
You know, at
Chop
least-
your arm off and
Yeah.
keep receiving those Social Security.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, take your chip.
See it? You want me to go back to Isaiah?
Yeah, because again, this is the whole cause of this problem, man. Is the damn devil, man. He the reason the earth is like this, and it's headed towards. Well, ultimately it's the Most High, but all this, man. Got the people bugged out. And they're just going to continue to get more and more bugged out as the time goes on.
This is Isaiah chapter 47, verse 4. It says, as for our Redeemer, Yahweh of hosts is his name, the Holy One of Israel.
Yeah, so it's our Redeemer, man. He's coming to bring great destruction, but he's coming to redeem us, the elect of the nation of Israel. All right? Because not everybody that are Israelites are going to make it. Even if you know you're an Israelite, they don't guarantee you're going to make it. You know? She got a better chance than a lot of these guys, man. They claim to be Israelites. And they're playing with the word.
She could be an Israelite, you know. But she could, you know, she could be another nation.
It's leprous.
She just could be just humbled because of her situation.
Yeah.
But
It's definitely going through the struggle.
But continuing on, verse 5, it says, sit thou silent and get thee into darkness, O daughter of the Chaldeans, for thou shalt no more be called the Lady of Kingdoms.
That's right, man. And this is America, man. Lady of Kingdoms, that whore that rideth upon the beast. All right, the queen, what is it, the Queen of Harlots or something like that?
Mother of harlots.
Mother of Harlots, yeah. That's that whore, man. That everybody has been seduced by. And then that's the whore that slid the roofie into your drink, man. And robbed you naked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Took your liver.
So Nahum chapter 3, Nahum 3 starting at verse 4. Because of the multitude of the whoredoms of the well-favored harlot, the mistress of witchcrafts.
Man, there's nothing but witches walking around today.
Oh yeah, I've seen that shit.
Warlocks.
People dressed as Harry Potter characters, man. You're doing a scavenger hunt or some shit.
Yeah.
But look, they're pushing out that witchcraft vibration, man. Because what is Harry Potter all about, man? Witchcraft. You know, you got motherfuckers with wands and shit. That goes back to the Hollowwood they used to use to make the wands. And now they got what pushes out all the trends in America is Hollywood. But look, that's the vibration that these people are pushing. And it ain't even Halloween, man. We're not even in October. You got people dressed up, grown ass people dressed up as fictional characters, man. God, we saw what's his name, Dobby earlier.
Yeah, Dobby.
He from Harry. Look at bug outs, man.
So Nahum 3 and 4. Because of the multitude of the whoredoms of the well-favored harlot, the mistress of witchcrafts, that selleth nations through her whoredoms.
Yep, and that's how didn't America sell us? All right, nations, man, sold nations through her whoredom. Go ahead.
And families through her witchcrafts. Verse 5, Behold, I am against thee, saith the Lord Yahweh, Hashem Yahshua of hosts. And I will discover thy skirts upon thy face.
Yeah, like we were going into earlier, man, this place is being exposed. All right, the Lord's bringing out all the dirty, all the nitty gritty stuff of America's past, all right, through his prophets, man, the mouthpiece of the Lord. And then you can't deny it. It's all in your books, your history books. You just don't want to bring it out no more, man. Because what? You're embarrassed of it. You're ashamed of it. But that's the reasons you're going to be judged. Go ahead.
And I will shew the nations thy nakedness, and the kingdoms thy shame.
That's what the Lord is doing, man. Yeah, all the nations, man. None of the countries are really fucking with America right now, man. The EU, they're turning their back. The UN, okay. The WTO, I think, the World Trade Organization, just said that with the tariffs America did on China, that is illegal. So everybody's saying that, man, America is just a bunch of filthy assholes, man. And it's true. From the establishment of America to September 19, 2020, man, there's been nothing but wickedness, witchcraft. And then what they do, the higher up people, they do all these COVIDs, they meet up, the Bohemian Grove.
Yep.
You know, they do all this wickedness, you know, to what? To keep their society going. But what? That's coming to an end, man. All the rituals is not working anymore, man.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. You got a precept, bro.
It's not a repeat. I'm going to get Revelation 17.
Oh,
Coming to the board.
okay. Let's finish this up. You got something?
No, it's the same thing.
This is Isaiah 47, verse 6. It says, I was wroth with my people. I have polluted my inheritance and given them into thine hand. Thou didst show them no mercy. Upon the ancient hast thou very heavily laid the yoke.
Yeah, that's what. The Lord was wroth with us, but what? Esau didn't show us no mercy, man, whatsoever. You know, from the old to the babies, man. Had us in chains, You know, as soon as you could walk, and the Esau would have you doing some crazy shit, man. So they didn't have no mercy on us. So that's why the Lord's specifically coming back to destroy Esau, Edom, man. That's why He allowed him to be in rulership when He returns. Good.
Says verse 7, and thou sayest, I shall be a late, so that thou didst not lay these things to thy heart.
Yeah, that's that American mindset. Oh, America's great. It's never going down. All right, we're gonna be it's the best country. You know, it's never gonna be a shithole country. But look what's happening, man. You didn't lay it to your heart. You didn't consider that the Lord was gonna destroy this place. Okay?
Says, so thou didst not lay these things to thy heart, neither didst remember the latter end of it. Therefore hear now this, thou that art given to pleasures, that dwellest carelessly, that sayest in thy heart, I am, and none else beside me.
Yeah, that's America, man. Clearly, you know, not so much now because ain't nobody having. You can't really indulge in pleasures and have fun. But in America as a whole, that's the philosophy, man. You know, there's no like I said, they say America's the greatest country. You live out your dreams here. You come and go to New York City or go to LA and find yourself, and you can be anything you want to be. It's all a bunch of bullshit, man. It was a facade the whole time. It was just smoke and mirrors.
Yeah, it's a lie.
Go ahead.
I shall not sit as a widow, neither shall I know the loss of children.
But now, guess what? Now you're
Isaiah
gonna
13.
know. Yeah, now you're gonna know. You're gonna have widowhood. You're gonna have the loss of children. All right, your children gonna be dashed in front of you, man. All right, gonna be sent over to the Middle East on a one-way trip. All right, or if not, they're gonna be killed in the streets. All right, because when the people start invading one another, they're gonna kill the man, ravage the women, and take your food. You know, your food that you got stored up.
It ain't just America too. You got all those European countries, you know, London and all that. Y'all too. You know, y'all gonna catch it too. You know.
Yep, just America is gonna be the worst.
Is it?
The best for last. That's why all these things are happening. They've been happening around the world. Now it's starting to happen here.
Verse 9 says, but these two things shall come to thee in a moment, in one day, the loss of children and widowhood.
Yep.
They shall come upon thee in their perfection, for the multitude of thy sorceries, and for the great abundance of thine enchantments.
Hey, because the judgment for being a witch is death, man. Suffer not a witch to live. And rebellion is the sin of witchcraft. And America, all they do is rebel against the Lord. All right, do all these sorceries. What you see going on right now with this whole COVID-19, that's a bunch of sorcery, man. Everybody just glued to the TV all day now.
The vaccine is sorcery.
Yeah, because of pharmakia.
Pharmaceuticals, which goes into the thigh stigma, man. I believe that's the when you go into the shy, the character for that, the Greek character is in the symbol of the medical, the snake with that loops around the staff. That goes into that shy, man. That's going into that 666. You know.
And that's how they're gonna use what? A medical instrument to inject it into you, man.
Yeah, exactly.
They've been giving shots for years now. And then that just gonna so happen to be the instrument they use to chip you.
Good. It's actually Psi, Salakia is Psi, because it's the Sa. And when you look at, even when you go into the Hebrew character for the Sa, for the Sa, it's almost like in a snake kind of form, going back to that snake, which is going back to Esau, the serpent,
The
you know?
serpent, the old serpent.
So Psi stigma is going, you know, to that 666. That Psi is that medical symbol shit. But it says,
There it is. That's the only things that was, you know, you couldn't go to certain stores, but you could go to the CVS to get a refill on your back, on your pharma, you know, your chemicals. Yeah.
Jesus with a cape. Seen that dude earlier. But
There was some more of the witchcraft, man.
Yeah.
They got this nigga bugged out. Because that's what witchcraft does, man. It alters your mind, man.
looks like that dude's wearing a wig.
Yeah, he's wearing a wig. Yeah.
Continuing on, verse
It's a
10.
custom.
For thou hast trusted in thy wickedness, thou hast said, none seeth me. Thy wisdom and thy knowledge, it hath perverted thee, and thou hast said in thine heart, I am, and none else besides me.
It said that they what did it say about the wickedness and none seeth me?
For thou hast trusted in thy wickedness, thou hast said, none seeth me.
Yeah, they say it is they trusted in their wickedness all this time, prospered in it, set up a whole world on it, and they think nobody sees this, man. But what? The Lord sees it, and now he got his prophet. He woke up his prophets again to expose it. All right, because the Lord sees everything, man. As a matter of fact, the Lord is the one that allowed you to do all this, man.
Verse 11, therefore shall evil come upon thee, thou shalt not know from whence it riseth, like a thief in the night.
Yep.
And then not only are you not going to know where it's coming from, because there's going to be shit coming from every side of the earth, man.
Everything that can go wrong will go wrong. What is Murphy's Law? That Esau calls Murphy's Law. Anything that can go wrong will go wrong. Well, guess what? That's exactly what's going to happen. And then when they're going to try to do their sorceries and their enchantments, and it's not going to work. They're not going to be able to stop what the Lord's bringing, man. And that's why they're not going to know where it's coming from. Like, gee, everything's going wrong, man. You know? Go ahead.
Earthquakes and fires and war, people invading, hurricanes.
You got back-to-back hurricanes in damn near the same spot, man.
Shit, Spain's getting hit right now with a hurricane, and Greece is also getting hit with a land hurricane.
What was that shit you sent from Pakistan?
That was from Pakistan. I don't know,
like a tsunami.
Yeah, that looked like a tsunami.
Yeah, that shit was
But it
crazy.
might have been from the surge or something. I don't know.
that
But
shit
I was
was
looking
crazy.
on the weather maps. It didn't look like there was nothing crazy going on over there. But maybe
Might have been old,
it might have
yeah.
been an old video
Yeah.
or something.
Yeah, I was
but-
about to say, that shit's not a river overflowing.
Yeah,
that shit
hell no.
rose like 30 feet in 3 minutes.
Yeah, 3 minutes. That shit was above the damn near to the top of the building where they were recording that. You know?
So that's how it's gonna be, man. It's like the scripture say in Amos, it's gonna be like you escape the bear, you know, your lion meet you. You know, so it's gonna be just all around hell for these Americans, man. And for most specific for Esau, Edom, and the 2/3, man. All right, but Esau, see, he's gonna have to know the power of the Lord before he goes down, man. He's gonna see that everything that all his technology ain't gonna help him when the Lord starts to really bring his wrath, man.
And mischief shall fall upon thee, thou shalt not be able to put it off, and desolation shall come upon thee suddenly, which thou shalt not know. Stand now with thine enchantments, and with the multitude of thy sorceries, wherein thou hast labored from thy youth. If it so be, thou shalt be able to profit.
Yeah, it's from that youth, man. Because what? Going back to the 1700s, the 1600s, they've been doing these enchantments, man. Doing this the witchcraft.
Trying to set off the prophecies.
What's his name? Albert Pike was a known
Mason.
Yeah, Mason, and he known witchcraft, man. So you know that's why they had all the world wars planned out through what? Through witchcraft, man. Through their enchantments, and then now they're using the television and the internet to push out enchantments and sorceries. That's why they get people to do what they want. You know, all they gotta do is say this and say that, throw some bullshit numbers out there, you know, and then they got the people, man. Now everybody's wearing masks, you know, scared to stand closer than 6 feet to somebody. Well, those are the enchantments, man.
It's lies. Lies is enchantments, you know. And real quick it said, if so be thou shalt be able to profit, if so be thou mayest prevail. You know, because Esau thought that his witchcraft and his sorceries were doing something. All right, well the Lord said, all right, well in that day, use your little seances and shit and see if it's gonna help you in that day. See if you're gonna get past what's happening on this earth. You know, you're not. You're gonna go down, man, like lightning, like the brother quoted earlier. You know, you're still gonna lose.
Enchantment is the word is chabar. And it means the main point is a magician, charmer, a spell. All right, let me go to the root word. Still chabar. To tie magic, charm, right? To unite with, and you know, so that's what they're doing, man. They're uniting you to their agenda with their enchantments, man. Go ahead.
Verse 13, thou art wearied in the multitude of thy counsels.
So they're worried, man. They keep trying to call Satan to the seat, to the 13th spot at the table, and
Not still working.
Yeah, they getting the dial tone, man.
They have their hands on their head like, damn, man, how many times, how many G summits and all these different secret councils we're gonna have to try to set things, amok, to try to set our shit up, and shit still ain't going our way.
How many kids we gotta sacrifice? How much blood we gotta drink? None of that shit's working anymore, man. That's why they dropping dead. These higher up elites, they're not even elites. You know, the noble men of Esau. You got this damn Amalek bitch that just croaked the other day. What's her name? Chief Justice.
Yes.
Whatever the hell her name is. RGB is it? Like she was an
Ruth
NBA
something
player or
like
some
that.
shit.
Yeah.
But
Ruth something.
that bitch was 87. She should have been like 100 before she croaked. She looked like she eat kids for breakfast, man. But what? None of that shit. You had that Rothschild diet a couple years ago after 9 heart transplants. You know, so hey, their enchantments and their wickedness through their source, the witchcraft is coming to an end, man. They're losing that left hand power. All right, the only thing they're able to do is what the Lord is allowing them to do. They're not able to go above and beyond anymore.
Says, let us now.
Yeah.
Read it now.
Okay.
Okay, go ahead.
This is Numbers 23 and 23. Surely there is no enchantment against Jacob, neither is there any divination against Israel.
That's right. That's why the scriptures say we're not ignorant of Satan's devices, because there's no enchantment against Israel or Jacob, because the Israel of Israel is not getting fooled by all these enchantments, man. We see that shit on CNN News. Well, breaking news: another 3,000 people died today of coronavirus 19. Man, that's bullshit. Ain't nobody died. Here it is. They reached 200,000 people dead in America, and I ain't met one yet. I ain't met one person that died or knew somebody that died from coronavirus.
Fuckery.
They probably died. We were talking about this yesterday. They probably died of a heart attack, and he had some sniffles before he died, so they chalked it up to coronavirus, man.
Signed it off.
Yeah.
What Dave Chappelle says, sprinkle some crack.
Yeah, exactly.
Sprinkle some crack on them.
It's Numbers 23 and 23. Surely there is no enchantment against Jacob, neither is there any divination against Israel. According to this time it shall be said of Jacob and of Israel, what hath the Most High wrought.
There you go, man. So the point is, these enchantments is for everybody else, not for the men of the Lord, not for the elect, the children of Israel, man. Because I mean, don't get it wrong. Esau's still able to do these enchantments again to the level that the Lord's allowed him to, all right, to get the people into that herd mentality, you know, to sheep to the slaughter, you know. But then that shit don't even work on some Edomites, man. Like the Trump supporters, man, they had a convention or whatever the hell, Trump rally yesterday. There were like 3 people in the crowd with masks on and standing shoulder to shoulder. The enchantments are working on these simpletons, you know, the 2/3 of our people, you know, the everyday, you know, what they call them, what's the other nigga running for president? Biden supporters, you know. They're the real simpletons, you know. At least Trump supporters, they'll fight, you know, not to wear a mask.
This is Wisdom of Solomon 17 verse 7. Wisdom of Solomon 17 verse 7. As for the illusions of art magic, they were put down, and their vaunting wisdom was reproved with disgrace.
And that's what you got going on, man. All their art magic, all right, because really, you know, technically we're gonna be doing things that people consider magic. But they that dark magic, you know, you got the black magic and the white magic. We're gonna do so-called magic on the right hand side, as Esau's doing his left hand magic with his technology. That's Esau's magic, and then the actual sorceries, you know, because they got high level witches, man, that do all kind of atrocious things to get that kind of power. You know, like he's Chris Angel mind freak. That dude's nothing but a fucking warlock. Dudes things that you don't even want to know. What the dude killed the boat.
Esau got technology.
Yeah, exactly. So how much more now? You know, they didn't have the technology Esau got now during the time of Egyptian captivity.
Right. Yeah.
So now they're gonna be able to do miracles, man, to raise people from the dead. All right. You know, who can turn water? Who knows? But what? It's gonna be something that just stands out, like, because Esau can't throw fire out his hands or call, you know, fire to rain. The right hand side is gonna have it, you know, perfect power, man.
Quick example to back up what the brother said about they're going to start saying that we doing it. They said this fellow does not cast out devils, but by Beelzebub, the prince of the devils.
Exactly. So they're gonna be like, look, they doing some kind of witchcraft over there. Because what? We're gonna be doing some unspeakable things, man. But then aren't you supposed to be a Christian? Aren't you supposed to believe in miracles? No, nah, they doing that they devil worshippers over there, man. They talking about America's gonna be destroyed, this and that, you know. But what? They're not gonna be able to deny the power of the Lord.
But here it is, a so-called white man, like the brother was saying, he does all these so-called miracles, but he's doing it, you know, through these devils, through these demons that they conjure up, you know, because it's all, that's what the like the brother quoted earlier, pharmakia, you know, that's all witchcraft, man.
Because they got the witchcrafts that they do for spiritual things, so things can play out, and then they got their actual technology for their miracles, man, which is all witchcraft at the end of the day. But you know, they got, because remember, we're not fighting against blood and flesh, but against the spiritual things, man. High levels, because we're the only ones fighting against that, really. Everybody else is part of it. You know, they're under that voodoo, all right? They're under that hypnosis that the witch, that brew that the witch has made.
Yeah.
Everybody's drunk of it, man. And it's no coincidence that America is considered the whore. What do you use? It's a woman, you know, with a big pointy hat, dressed in all black, like Amalek, man.
Basically.
Those are the #1 sorcerers, man.
Did you get that account in Tobias? In Tobit? Where he used like the origins
yeah,
and
to
shit?
get rid of demons.
Yeah.
Yep. Get the gall of the fish. Yep.
The angel.
So again, there's right hand so-called magic, you know, which is righteous, you know. But Esau has the left hand power, you know, so to say, where he's able to do, you know, miracles, so to say. But it all leads to your death anyway. He might heal you or something, but then he got 18 side effects. Now they gotta cut your toes off and shit.
Depressed, isn't it?
They might bring you back from the dead, clear, and then now you bugged out for the rest of your life. You're seeing demons everywhere and shit, hearing shit. So everything that Esau does, even though it might be a miracle, it's got side effects to it, man.
Yeah, I was gonna say, you come back alive, you're still in debt.
Yeah, guys. You should have left me there.
Yeah, you owe them more now because that defibrillator costs like $150,000.
Yeah, the hospital bill, now you're 60 grand in debt.
Yeah.
5,000 for the anesthesia there.
Yeah.
Fuck it, man.
The ambulance cost $3,000.
Yeah.
Like, dang, should have just left me dead. Leave that shit to my family. Because ain't that wickedness, even if you die, your family got to pay for the bill. But yeah, going back to the magic, man, it's real. Yeah. People think this is, you know, through the spirit, that's, you know, they having this Harry Potter bullshit. That shit's actually real, man. They got schools like that. They call it Harvard, right? Yale. That's where the Skull and Bones, all them. That's where they teach
Yale,
that shit
yeah.
at, man.
Yeah.
The Ivy League schools.
Because the highest level of masonry goes into witchcraft.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Oxford, Brown, all
And how do
those
they use? They do the same thing like numerology and same thing we do. The stones, the incense, the sage and shit. You know, they just use it on left hand side. And that's why they, you know, 33 degree. Your house was 33 when the ministry began. You know, they got they try to put a stigma on the number 13 like it's evil, but really it was Yahweh shine at 12. That's 13. So you know they just use everything on the left hand side. You know, and then lo and behold, there goes a witch.
And with that,
Go ahead.
Back in Isaiah 47:13, thou art wearied in verse 13, Isaiah 47:13. Thou art wearied in the multitude of thy counsels. Let now the astrologers, the stargazers, the monthly prognosticators stand up.
Yeah, that's them astrology. What they call it? The zodiac shit.
Yeah.
Tell your fortune. That's all in the scriptures, man. Everything that he saw, the card readers and all this shit, the necromancers, you know.
Tarot.
We can the tarot cards. We can you want to talk to somebody from the dead, you know. That's all witchcraft, man. Magic that they use. But real soon you're gonna see the right hand side of the power of the Lord, man. And it's gonna overcome no matter what you try to do with your technology, with your rituals and whatnot. You sacrifice 82 babies, or drink all their blood. The power of the Lord is gonna overcome that, man. You know.
And save thee from these things that shall come upon thee. Behold, they shall be as stubble, the fire shall burn them, they shall not deliver themselves from the power of the flame.
Hey, so what kind of rituals you got that because you know they got books of spells and shit, because that's what enchantment go to. They go to the spell. You know, they got the big old book, ancient ass books and shit. None of those is gonna stop nuclear missiles, man. Because you know they're gonna be in the bunkers doing some rituals while their missiles are flying, man. Like, oh, let's pray to Satan. hopefully, but not knowing that Satan, he gonna block your number very soon, man. And he ultimately he works for the Lord anyway.
Not gonna work.
So who you gonna call? Who you gonna call on now? When Satan finishes his job, he's through with you, man. Who you gonna call on that? So all those rituals are gonna be for nothing because nothing's gonna happen.
There shall not be a coal to warm at, nor fire to sit before it. Thus shall they be unto thee with whom thou hast labored, even thy merchants from thy youth. They shall wander every one to his quarter, none shall save thee.
Yeah, so your allies, all right, the people that got rich off of you, nobody's gonna come to your rescue, man. Cause what, you can't stop what the Lord's bringing, man. Nothing that you can do is gonna be able to stop what the Lord's bringing, all right? So hey, man, this place is through, all right? The mother of harlots is finished, all right? There's no reviving this place, man. There ain't no defibrillator that's gonna bring America back again. That's what they talk about when they say make America great again. That's what they're talking about. Go back to the time where their witchcraft was prospering to a high level, man. But now that's over, man. Now it's time for this place to be destroyed via thermonuclear fire, and that's gonna be that's all she wrote. You got something?
Still on Revelation 7.
Okay, Kanye, get that.
Get it now?
Yeah.
Okay. This is
I got Revelation.
18 times.
Revelation chapter 17, start at top at verse 1. And there came one of the 7 angels, which had the 7 vials, and talked with me, saying unto me, Come hither. I will shew unto thee the judgment of the great whore that sitteth upon many waters. Verse 2. With whom the kings of the earth have committed fornication.
How did again, this whore, you go to the club, right? And that whore in there, she gonna slide a roofie into your drink, right? That's witchcraft, because what, that's a drug, you know? So how does America got all these kings in bed? Through their witchcraft, you know? Through their sorceries, making, because you know what witches do, man, they can disguise themselves, you know, so to say, and they'll look like the hottest chick on the block, but really it's an old, decrepit, nasty looking bitch, you know? That's what America has done, fool these other nations, man. Okay.
Revelation 17 and 2. With whom the kings of the earth have committed fornication, and the inhabitants of the earth have been made drunk with the wine of her fornication.
So America has pushed down the throat of all these nations the wine. All right, what's that? The philosophies, all right, democracy, all right, all the ways of American life. McDonald's, okay? There wasn't McDonald's in China 50, 60 years ago. Now there's McDonald's everywhere. Look, you can go to African countries and there's McDonald's, man.
Taiwan and all that. Yeah.
They might not even eat burgers. Like they might have McDonald's in India. They might not have Big Macs, but they still got McDonald's, man. Eating some bullshit, but they still got McDonald's, man. Where they get that at?
They're trying to westernize them, you know, and then have all the little crackers and everything come over there and make the what do you call them, the tourists, and then they try to encroach it on into their society.
And that's another way that these nations get rich off of America, because the tourists, man, American tourists. You know, we go visit Taiwan and go take pictures of monkeys in the trees. They giving Taiwan money, man.
Jamaica and shit. Yeah.
Go ahead.
Revelation 17 and 3. So he carried me away in the spirit into the wilderness. And I saw a woman sit upon a scarlet-colored beast, full of names and of blasphemy.
And that beast is the EU and NATO, man. But America runs that shit, man. They run the Edomite nations. All right, they as far as the G summits and all that, America's got the biggest say in it. That's why back in, what was it, 2001, when Bush said, look, we're going to invade Afghanistan, or was it Iraq? Or Afghanistan, one of those, the UN was against it. America didn't give two shits what they had to say. They invaded them anyway.
They did anyways,
yeah. They're going to show you that America's that whore that rides on the beast, man. When you're on top of a beast, what are you doing? You're riding it. You're controlling it, you know? All right, turn this way, turn that way, you know? Go ahead.
Full of names of blasphemy, having 7 heads and 10 horns. Verse 4. And the woman was arrayed in purple and scarlet color.
And the 7 heads was the 7 kingdoms that Esau's had. The 10 horns are the original EU nations. Right. Go ahead, read that again for.
Okay. Revelation 17:4. And the woman was arrayed in purple and scarlet color.
Yeah, meaning colors of royalty. You know, scarlet and purple. You know, they were expensive colors to make back in that time. You know. That's why everybody didn't have a purple garment, you know.
Royal.
Scarlet garment, yeah, it was considered royal. Purple is a color of royalty, or regal. It's a regal color, right?
And decked with gold and precious stones and pearls, having a cup in her hand full of abominations and filthiness of her fornication.
Yep. And that's the cup that they pushed out to everybody, man. A cup of abominations. All right, because through the atrocities as America has, did onto the Israelites, that's how they were able to establish this country. And now they push that same mindset to the rest of these nations, man. So what? Ultimately to keep us down. Go ahead.
Hey, quick research back up on that. Jeremiah 51:7, it says, Babylon hath been a golden cup, and Yahweh's hand that made all the earth have drunken her for a wine, therefore the nations are mad.
So the nations are mad now, man. Meaning crazy, man. Like the British like to say that he's a madman. Meaning he's lost his wits, man. He's crazy. Nigga's gone off the high end, so to say. You know that. You know, and then I mean, you look at the state of America and the people that live here. That's the same philosophy they pushing around the world, man. That's why you got bug outs that dress like this around the whole world now. Now the whole world, you got Japanese people celebrating Halloween. What the hell is that, man?
Christmas and shit.
Yeah, you got Punjabi, or you got Indians, East Indians celebrating Thanksgiving. Come on, man, what is this? It's a bunch of nonsense, man, foolery. And that's why they're mad. They're crazy. Look at this place, man. You following after these people? That was it on that? That was it. Okay. Go ahead. But again, real quick, that's that cup, man. That's that cup that they made all the other nations to drink of, man.
And if I can say real quick, just like the homosexuality was one of the major things. You know, they pushed that out from here in America mainly, and you know, dressed here. Now you go in those Middle Eastern countries, now the divorce rate is going up, children out of wedlock is going up. These women is usurping authority over men and getting put to death out there like that, man.
Single mother house homes.
Yep.
Remember they had the Kim Kardashian of Iran? They took that bitch to the streets and stoned her bitch ass, man.
Throw acid on her face.
But that's the point. That's the problem, man. Because look, here it is in this country, so to say, and it's a supporter of terrorism. But then you got a bitch trying to be Kim K. Like what the hell? Where'd she get that from? She didn't get that from. There's not a Chinese Kim Kardashian, you know. They got that from America, man.
Pushing women's freedom and liberation, but that's that witchcraft. It sounds good,
so they can drive and shit.
Right. It sounds good that they're free, but who's more free? Those Middle Eastern women in their old culture. You know, that's with the garbs all over their head and everything like that. Who's more free? Those women or these women walking around? Look at your divorce rate. Ask these women how their relationships are going, man, and you'll see who's actually in a better position.
Yeah, because if it wasn't for the philosophy, and again, how do they push that through their witchcraft, their philosophies around the world? Because now everybody got internet access around the world, TV, this and that. Well, you know, you think a woman that lives in Iran even knows about the shit that's over here unless it was through the television she would see. You know, she's happy. If she was never to see the shit, she would just be happy living, man. Because that's the ancient way of living.
That's all
They're
they
still
know.
holding on to the ancient way of living. But what? America, the great whore, is coming to liberate all women of the world and shit.
They ate off the fruit of that tree, the same shit.
Exactly.
You know?
Yep. And it started with our people. As long as we got the Israelites to do it, we're going to use them as the puppets. You know, we'll pull the strings, but they'll dance and tap. You know, so everybody else can follow after them. Because ain't nobody following no damn Edomites to do nothing, man. Except if there's one nigga in the crowd, then they'll get people to follow. Go ahead.
So Revelation 17:5, and upon her forehead was a name written, Mystery, Babylon the Great, the mother of harlots and abominations of the earth.
Yeah, the mother of harlots and abominations of the earth, man. So if you abomination happening around the world, most likely they got that idea from America, man. All right. You know, they seen some shit on TV on the Atlanta wives or housewives. Now they think they can do. You know, now they think that's the way. You know. And that's why this is Mystery Babylon, because people don't know that the Babylon, man, it's a mystery. But what Babylon, just like in the ancient world, it was ruling. All right, it was the chief place that was ruling the known world at the time, and now the mystery Babylon, or the daughter of Babylon, is ruling the earth right now, pushing out all the trends and all right, this is how that goes down, and you know this is how you should vote. You should have elected officials. Nah, man, that's nonsense, man. You know, communism makes more sense than democracy. You think about it. They just put evil, because really that goes back. Which even now that it's not even real communism anymore. But you know, it's supposed to be a monarch, man. Yeah, your son takes over after you. Not then let's vote for the next nigga.
Right.
Come on, that's stupid.
Democracy.
Yeah, it's supposed to be whoever's son, you know, whatever son's supposed to come take the throne. That's it.
The North Koreans do that.
Yeah, exactly.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, you know, that's wicked. Because the scriptures say, "Follow not a multitude of the evil." So the majority of everybody wicked.
Yep.
They gonna get the popular vote, and they gonna vote for what the wicked person they want to be in power.
Yep.
You know.
And then let's say there's somebody that's actually he got good motives. You're not gonna hear about him. He gonna get like 2 votes.
Yep.
You know, because that's why they use their witchcraft to promote
Television. Yeah.
A side and B side. You know, Trump and Biden. You don't. There's more people on the ballot. You can vote for yourself, but nobody's gonna vote for themselves or anybody else. They'll be like, everybody's gonna vote for that does vote. They're gonna vote for either Trump, Biden, or maybe 2 other names on there. You know.
That's another thing it does. It causes a divide.
Yep.
You know, it gets everybody. Okay, well, I'm gonna vote for these. Well, we should do this, and it starts an argument. You know, and now it's a big problem. But if it was just forced, all right, nah, you don't have a choice in it. This is the king. All right, when the king is done, this is the new ruler.
Yep.
That's it is what it is. Everybody, all hail the king.
Yeah, that's ultimately that's how Israel
Yeah.
split. You know, because they wanted the Northern Kingdom wanted this king, Southern Kingdom wanted the son of Solomon to rule. So that you're not supposed to give people options, man.
No.
You know, really the lead. That's why in the kingdom of heaven it's gonna rule. Everything's gonna run perfectly because we're not gonna give people options. There's not gonna be lines where you go vote for the next mayor of the city. That's stupid.
Stupid as hell.
The people, like the brother said, if the people are wicked and stupid, they're gonna vote for the biggest idiot they can find, man.
There's
'Cause
scripture on
they can what's it say? They can relate with him more. Exactly. Yep.
We can do wickedness if we vote for him.
Yep.
You know.
Exactly. So it's gonna be order in the kingdom, man, and it's gonna be a everlasting, established order. So it ain't gonna be no elections that this brother died, so it's just gonna we gonna live forever.
This is the book of Sirach, chapter 10. I'll start at the top. It says, a wise judge will instruct his people, and the government of a prudent man is well ordered.
The government of a prudent man. All right, someone that's foreseeing things. All right, is well ordered. So what a well ordered government doesn't give you, all right, well, we're gonna run elections no, that's not a well ordered government because, like brother said, it causes division. You know, it causes the kingdom to be divided. As you see right now, man, you got the Trump supporters against everybody else, pretty much. You know.
Second verse.
Hey, real quick too, and that when you start to go into choice, like, oh, I can do this.
Yeah.
That goes into that satanic type shit, man.
That's that fruit.
Now,
Exactly. It's something opposite of what I'm supposed to do. And when you give people choices, that leads to wickedness.
It starts giving people the vision of grandeur.
Like, oh,
you know.
shit,
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, I don't want to do that. Well, you don't. You shouldn't have an option.
Yeah, no options, man. That's go ahead.
Kind of. Sirach chapter 10 verse 2. It says, as the judge of the people is himself, so are his officers. And what manner of man the ruler of a city is, such are all they that dwell therein.
Yeah, so it starts at the top, man. If the president's a complete idiot, then his officers, the governors, are going to be complete idiots, and then the mayors and the people are going to be complete idiots, man. So it's a food chain, you know. It's a chain reaction. So what? That's why the Lord has to come and establish His kingdom, and then his officers are going to be what? The elect, you know, and then so on and so forth. And then the people are going to be in the mindset of righteousness because they see how we run into things and how perfectly it is. You know, it's going to be well ordered. They're going to be like, damn. Get it real quick, Deuteronomy 4. This is when they see that structure, which has never been seen on the planet. We only got a glimpse of it, kind of, when King Solomon was in rulership. But it's going to be 10 times better than that. Deuteronomy 4 and 6.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 4, verse 6. Keep therefore and do them, for this is your wisdom and your understanding.
Start at 5 actually.
Yeah. Okay. This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 4, starting at verse 5. Behold, I have taught you statutes and judgments, even as the Lord Yahweh, my power, commanded me, that ye should do so in the land whither ye go to possess it. Keep therefore and do them, for this is your wisdom and your understanding in the sight of the nations.
Yeah, so this is the wisdom in the sight of the nations, all right, of all the other nations. Of what is it? Keeping the commandments, the law, statutes, and commandments. Go ahead.
Which shall hear all these statutes and say, the nation is a wise and understanding people.
There you go. So when they see us ruling in perfectness, all right, they're gonna be like, "Whoa, well, this is a wise and understanding people. This is the people. This is what we gotta do. This is how we follow them." Right now, if you use that same logic with this government, you're gonna be a complete moron, a complete imbecile. It doesn't teach you anything of righteousness. It doesn't teach you how to be a actual human and coexist with the earth and everything else in it. It just teaches you to be a selfish, a self-loving, demon. If that's looking at the top of the government, man, which we understand that they're low level, but you don't see the day-to-day actions of the elites. So all we see is the officers, so to say. But if you was to look at how the Rothschilds live, they live like demons, bro. They eating blood, drinking blood, just vile creatures, man.
They really doing it. We're not just saying they're trying to be funny. They're doing that shit. Yeah.
You know that one?
Yeah, that was
I got a precept just to back that up right there. This is Isaiah chapter 14, verse 2. I'm going to read 1 through 4. It says, Isaiah 2 and 14 and 2, it says, the word of Isaiah the son of Amos saw concerning Judah and Jerusalem, and it shall come to pass in the last days that the mountain of Yahweh's house shall be established in the top of the mountains, and shall be exalted above the hills, and
so
all
the mountains, talking about the government, is going to be established on top of the mountains, man. So above all the other peoples, man. All right, our law, statutes, commandments. What we say is going to be the final word. All right, our rule is going to rule supreme, man. Well, Yahweh Bashim Yahushai's rule,
It says, and shall be exalted above the hills, and all nations shall flow into it. And many people shall go and say, come ye, and let us go up to the mountain of Yahweh, to the house of the God of Jacob, and he will teach us his ways, and we will walk in his paths. For out of Yahweh from Jerusalem.
So, hey, the law's going to come out of Zion, man, the Israelites, all right? And the people are going to flow onto us because they see that it's a wise and understanding people. Because the law's going to be in us, so we're going to be perfect people, all right? Contrary to right now, it's a complete opposite, America is the complete opposite of the kingdom of heaven. This is the kingdom. This is the kingdom of Edom, and it's built on wickedness, run by wickedness, and it's going to end in wickedness, down to the final minute. There's going to be wickedness on this earth, Like in the days of Noah, they were eating and drinking, be giving and married, having a good old time. That's going to be happening all the way up to the missiles hit, man. Just like when the flood came, all of a sudden, that's how it's going to be. Like a thief in the night. Yahweh Shai come back like a thief in the night, man.
I got one more verse real quick. Because, talking about those options and things like that, and they're going to all come to, serve the Lord like we was reading. But here's verse 4. It says, and he shall judge among the nations, and shall rebuke many people, and they shall beat their swords into plowshares and their spears into pruning hooks. Nation shall not lift up sword against nation, neither shall they learn war anymore.
Yeah, and that's all the people learn here. In this world is what? Is wickedness, man. War,
Violence.
War, civil war. You got protests.
Hey, they got protests over there in front of the police station right now.
Oh shit.
They're over there chanting down the
Black
building.
lives.
I don't
Black
know,
lives
man. There's a bunch of people over there screaming and yelling. They got signs everywhere.
Hey, but at the same time, like we were just reading, they're not going to lift up sword or weapons of war, because why? They're not going to be rebelling against this government, man. The scriptures say the nation and the people that don't want to serve you, they're going to be utterly put out. So we only know that one nation is going to be utterly blotted off the earth, and that's Esau, Edom. So once the Lord established what we was reading to get set up in the earth, All right, that's going to be it, man. Everybody's going to come and flow into the nation of Israel because, like the brother brought out in Deuteronomy chapter 4, they're going to be like, damn, these people know how to rule, man. Look at how everything's being ruled right now, how all the people are going around, and they're all miserable, man. They all hate their lives, man. And once the Lord comes and subdue these nations and put them in order, all right, and we start, putting out ruling by the law, all right, these nations are not going to want to come up and fight against us, man, because it's like, to what? For our own detriment, man? We was under Esau, Edom, and we seen what happened there. But now look, these people coming and putting us in subjection, teaching us how to live righteously. Why we want to fight up against them?
why would you buck up against that?
The scripture say that the people are going to be rejoicing.
Yep.
What they going to buck up for? I mean, shit, Esau might, because he's going to have the worst in the kingdom, but after a while, the other nations, they're going to get with the program, man. They're going to fall in line quick. But Esau, he's going to be the slaves, of course, the biggest slaves, but the other nations gonna be happy. They ain't gonna have it as bad as Esau, so they have no reason to complain because they're gonna get their own lands again, and it's gonna be all good,
I got a quick precept. You mentioned something real quick. It was like maybe a topic back from what we're talking about. Saints, because you stated that we saw a little bit a glimpse of the kingdom with Solomon, right? It's St. Matthew's 12, verse 42. St. Matthew's 12, verse 42. It says, "The queen of the south shall rise up in judgment with this generation, it shall condemn it. For she came from the uttermost parts of the earth to hear the wisdom of Solomon. And behold, a greater than Solomon is here."
Hey, when Yahushua comes back in his full glory, exactly. It's gonna be, his kingdom's gonna be far greater than King Solomon, man. Because he's not gonna go off and you start worshiping, building groves and shit. And then this time he's gonna rule the whole earth, the whole universe, everything, all of existence, really. Not just the the Middle East. It's gonna be the whole earth that the Lord's gonna have in his rulership. But wait, this first and foremost, this place got to be destroyed. All right, because two kings can't rule at the same time, and right now Esau's the king. But real soon, the true God is coming back. To lay hold. That's why he's gonna take all the crowns. Have all the crowns, many crowns. Because he's taking Esau first and foremost, the top dog out. You see these movies and they talk. Some dude goes to jail and they give him some advice. You find the biggest guy and you knock him out the first day. That's what Yahushua is gonna come do, man.
Yep.
He coming for the top dog. He gonna knock him square on his ass, man, and slap some chains on him, man.
American military, all that done.
So 1 Corinthians chapter 15, and I'll start at 23. 1 Corinthians 15 and 23. "But every man in his own order, Hamashiach the first fruits, afterward they that are Hamashiach at his coming." There, verse 24.
And that's talking about the elect, man. The ones that are going to be reigning with him, all right? And because Yahushua, he's going to rule, he's going to be the king of kings, of course, but then there's going to be kings. There's got to be more kings for him to be the king of kings,
Yeah.
And that's going to be the beginning with the 144,000, all right? King David being number one, under Yahushua. The second in command, so you can understand. Go ahead. Read it again. Yeah.
Spider senses.
So 1 Corinthians 15, I'll read 23 again. 1 Corinthians 15 and 23. "But every man in his own order, Hamashiach the first fruits, afterward they that are Hamashiach's at his coming." Verse 24. "Then cometh the end, when he shall have delivered up the kingdom to the Most High, even the Father."
That's the end, man. Because the end is going to be the end of this world in the beginning of the kingdom of heaven, man. The kingdom of Yahweh seen outside, which by default is the kingdom of Israel, man. So they're going to be the people ruling. Yahweh himself is an Israelite. Good.
"When he shall have put down all rule and authority and power."
That's right. He's going to put down all rule and authority and power. So ain't going to be one random village still governing themselves, or Pakistan still has a standing government. Nah, man, they all going down. There ain't gonna be no governments except for the Lord's government, man. And that's what the scriptures say. All right, so the Lord's coming to rule, all right, in righteousness, though. But before he establishes the kingdom in righteousness, there's gonna be a lot of bloodshed and death. All right, You got something? Get Psalms 147, I think.
I'll read one more verse.
Okay.
So 1 Corinthians 15 and 25. For he must reign till he have put all enemies under his feet.
Yeah. So the Lord's going to put all enemies of who? The enemies of the Lord. The enemies of Israel. We're talking about the Israelites of the Bible, not the state of Israel that was established in 1949.
Not that.
We're talking about true biblical Israelites. All right? The Lord is coming to restore the kingdom of heaven unto them. That's what, matter of fact, grab that in Acts real quick. Let's see what the disciples, the 12 disciples, or 11 at that time, asked the Lord what he was finna do.
What he was fitting to do.
Is it in Acts 2? I mean, Acts 1? Acts 1, yeah.
It's Acts chapter 1. I'll start at verse 6. Acts 1 and 6. When they therefore were come together, they asked of him, saying, Lord, wilt thou at this time restore again the kingdom to Israel?
That's right. So the kingdom of heaven is for who? Israel. And everybody else, the enemies, are going to be taken down. And then you're going to have to do what we say. But it's going to be righteous. We're not going to tell you to do wicked shit like the ruler of this world does, Esau Edom. He promotes homosexuality, promotes wickedness. In the kingdom of heaven, righteousness will be promoted. You know, because it'll be the complete opposite of this world. And this world is nothing but wickedness. You know, and the kingdom of the Lord, he coming back to establish it in righteousness, man.
I got you real quick. This is Isaiah chapter 2 and verse 2. Isaiah chapter 2, verse 2. And, oh, y'all did? Okay, cool. It says, and it shall come to pass in the last days that the mountain of the Lord's house shall be established on the top of the mountains. It shall be exalted above the hills, and all nations shall flow unto it. And many people shall go and say, come ye, and let us go up to the mountain of the Lord, to the house of the power of Jacob, and he will teach us of his ways, and we will walk in his paths. For out of Zion shall go forth the law and the word of Yahweh from Jerusalem.
And that's what's going to make the kingdom of heaven righteous, because what? It's going to be ran according to the law, statutes, and commandments. And the law, statutes, and commandments is going to be in the inward parts of who? The Israelites. So therefore, we got to teach everybody else. Okay? Well, again, that kingdom is not going to come until all these nations are taken down, man. America's going to be destroyed. All right? All the other governments are going down. Because when the Lord returns, he's coming to fight. All right? And that's why they're making Space Force. America just made a space warning from the clouds, man. The same way he left is the same way he's coming back. All right, you got more on that, or that was it?
That was it.
Okay, go ahead.
Kind. I'm gonna read through this really quick, but that's backing you up. What you're saying. This is in Psalms chapter 2. Why do the heathen rage and the people imagine a vain thing? The kings of the earth set themselves, and the rulers take counsel against the Lord and against his anointing, saying, let us break their bands asunder and cast their cords away from us. All right, they trying to stop the situation from going down. Verse 4, he that sitteth in the heavens shall laugh. The Lord shall have them in derision. He shall speak unto them in his wrath and vex them in his sore displeasure. Yet I have set, now this is going into who's going to rule the earth. Yet I have set my king upon my holy hill in Zion. I will declare the decree. Yahweh have said unto me, thou art my son, this day have I begotten thee. Ask of me, and I shall give thee the heathen for thy inheritance, and the uttermost part of the earth for thy possession. All right, to rule over these people.
Because if you get something in possession, what do you get? You got property. You know, that's yours. You can do whatever you want with it, and that's what the Heavenly Father has promised unto you, to His Son. Okay.
It says, "Thou shalt break them with the rod of iron; thou shalt dash them in pieces like a potter's vessel. Be wise now, therefore, O ye kings, be instructed, ye judges of the earth. Serve Yahweh with fear and rejoice with trembling. Kiss the Son, lest he be angry, and ye perish from the way when his wrath is kindled but a little. Blessed are all they that put their trust in him."
So the Lord's going to beat him over the head with a scepter, all right? Because that's what he's going to have, a iron scepter, all right? And that's how he's going to rule. Because what a king has a scepter. He's going to bash him, going to break him into pieces. Talking about their rulerships, man, and physically too. You know, the Lord's going to have slaves. You know, because he just said, "I give you the heathen for an inheritance." I'll read that real quick. You can start at 5.
All right, this is the book of Psalms, 149, verse 4. For Yahweh taketh pleasure
and his people.
And throughout the scriptures, we read in Acts that the disciples, which were all Israelites, asked the Lord if he was going to establish the kingdom unto Israel, right? Well, the Lord's people is Israel. So it said the Lord has pleasure in his people. And the scriptures say it's his pleasure to give, how's it go? It's his pleasure to give us the kingdom, roughly paraphrasing? Go ahead.
Reading on, he will beautify the meek with salvation.
See, while the earth is going to be in shambles, all right, in the midst of World War III, all right, the elect of the nation of Israel is going to receive salvation. Go ahead.
Let the saints be joyful in glory. Let them sing aloud upon their beds. Let the high praises of the Most High be in their mouth, and a two-edged sword in their hand.
And that's going to be it's spiritual and physical, man. Because right now we have the two-edged sword, which is the scriptures. Go ahead.
To execute vengeance upon the heathen.
To execute vengeance upon the heathen. So the vengeance that needs to be brought is for the things that's been committed to our people. You know, the Lord is angry at the things that has been done to his chosen people, man. Go ahead.
God is the truth.
Yes, sir.
And punishments upon the people.
And punishments upon the people, man. That means the Lord is going to punish somebody. The elect are going to punish people, man. Go ahead.
To bind their kings with chains.
Bind their kings with chains, right? They're the elites, right? The Rockefellers, the Rothschilds, all them, the higher up echelons of Esau, right?
And their nobles with fetters of iron.
And the nobles, like the lower level Edomites, man, that are still men of renown, like Trump, you know, Bill Gates, you know, the people that you hear about, the richest person on earth. He'd be considered a nobleman. On the Forbes magazine, the guy on #1, he's a noble. He ain't nobody. He's just a noble. He's not a king, though. Go ahead.
Verse 9, to execute upon them the judgment written.
And where the judgment written at throughout the whole scripture, man. We started off with the judgment that the Lord's bringing specifically for Esau, man. All right, and the other nations, of course. Go ahead. Hold on, brother. Go ahead.
This honor have all his saints. Praise.
Go ahead.
Praise ye the Lord.
Yep. There you go, man. This is an honor that the saints have. All right, and to praise ye the Lord for it. You have something?
Jeremiah 30, verse 16. Therefore, all they that devour thee shall be devoured. And all thy adversaries, every one of them, shall go into captivity.
That's right. And who devoured us, man? Well, the Egyptians, all right, the Babylonians, the Assyrians, Edomites, all the nations, really. They all had a hand in our downfall. I'd say the ones that are going to get it the least in the kingdom is going to be Japheth. Even though they had us in captivity, you know, they didn't do us like the rest of these nations did, though.
Few stripes for them.
You know, the Medes, you know.
Yeah, me.
Yep. But go ahead.
And they that spoil thee shall be spoiled. And all that prey upon thee will I give for a prey.
That's right. That's payback, man. Righteous recompense. Okay, gonna be leading the charge, man. Yahushua, because what? They did it unto him by doing it unto us, and he's our leader. He's our king. And like that in that movie, they were bugging out. Their king's gonna come back and destroy all of us. You damn right, man. Because if you go into somebody's kingdom and take all their people and then put them through all kind of hell, what do you think the king's gonna do? He's just gonna be pacified. You know, he's just gonna let it slide. No,
Wage
man.
war.
Exactly. Go ahead. You got it.
Obadiah verse 21, and saviors shall come up on Mount Zion to judge the mount of Esau, and the kingdom shall be the Lord's.
Yep. And the Savior is talking about the elect, man. All right, because the Lord's our Savior, and ultimately He's the Savior of all. But hey, the Lord's using us to save people, man, by waking them up to this truth. All right. Okay. And another brother can step in. Whoever want to go in, I'm gonna go run to the store real quick.
I'll read this real quick. This is the book of Isaiah chapter 60. I'll start at verse 9. It says, surely the isles shall wait for me, and the ships of Tarshish first, to bring thy sons from far, their silver and their gold with them, unto the name of the Lord Yahweh thy power, and the Holy One of Israel, because he hath glorified thee. And the sons of strangers shall build up thy walls, And their king shall minister unto thee. For in my wrath I smote thee, but in my favor I had mercy on thee. You know, so Yahweh Shem Yahushai, you know, yeah, you know, he brought us down, but at the end of the day, all these other nations, they're going to bring their silver, they're going to bring their gold, they're going to bring all their riches, everything that's worth a damn, they're going to bring it over to us. All right? But because, you know, at the end of the day, the Lord's going to have mercy on the Israelites. Verse 11, the gates shall be open continually, they shall not be shut day nor night, that men may bring unto thee the forces of the Gentiles, and that their kings may be brought. You know, and it says the door is going to be open continually. So what? All types. I'll step in here. Now, I don't know what brother's going to speak, but I'll just, yeah, you know, it says, I'll read it again, verse 30, Isaiah 60 and 11. It says, therefore thy gate shall be open continually. They shall not be shut day nor night, that men shall bring unto thee the forces of the Gentiles, and that their kings may be brought. So our doors are going to be open. All right, we're not going to be worried about anybody coming to attack us and nothing like that. Our doors are going to be open so that you can continue to bring in your goods over onto us. All right, the Israelites. All right, all you other nations, you're going to bring everything that you have onto us, whether it be crops, whether it be gold, silver, whether it be your daughters, whatever the case may be. You're going to come in day and night. You know, doors are always going to be open for you. All right, the doors always unlocked.
Because that's according to the law, you know, going into the first fruits belongs on to, of course, the Lord Yahweh Shai, but going on to who's in power, going to be us. You know, so the first fruits going to come to us, so going into the continued flow of resources that goes into the law. So, you know, people say that's wicked. You know, it's righteous. Because why? Because this is our inheritance.
Revelations 20.
Yeah, why shouldn't the kings and everything get the best? What do you mean that's wicked? You know, the kings should get the first of everything, the best of everything. So y'all gonna be selfish and y'all gonna keep it to you? No, you don't work that way. Don't work that way, Jack. It says, verse 12. It says, for the nation and kingdom that will not serve thee shall perish. Yea, those nations shall be utterly wasted. So all you nations that got a problem with it, all right, and really it's just gonna be Edomites. You know, that's gonna have a real problem with it. You know, maybe in the first few, you know, maybe in the first century or the first year or whatever, there might be a few nations that want to try to pluck up. Well, guess what? You're going to learn real quick that you can't do nothing against this. All right? That the power of Yahweh Shem Yahushai is going to stand alone. And his men are going to be right there on your face, and you're going to see who they are. You're going to see them with your physical eyes, and you're going to have fear of that. So you're not going to, just really nothing you're going to do about it. You have a problem with it, guess what? It's famine, all right? Until you get right. Imagine that. No water at all, like no rain. And brother's going to have the power to do that. Brother's going to have the power to stop the rain, kill off all your livestock. You know, yeah, you know what to do. Kill all your livestock, you know, bring out some kind of pestilence in your land. Because we was going through that, and now you're going to have to go through that. We're going to be chilling in the kingdom. We're going to be chilling, we're going to have like gold all just draped out, dripped out, chilling, laughing, eating mangoes, chilling. All right? Big ass palace. All right? But you down there, because you got a problem with the power. And again, it's really going to be you Edomites that's going to have a true problem with it. But we're going to have the power to do that. Go ahead if you got it.
Which one?
I don't know if you're going to get the famine. Because I said we'll have the power to stop bring a drought or bring a famine in you. And if you brothers know what that is.
I think I might have something to do with that.
Okay, come. You know, because again, we're not just talking about political rule over the earth.
Yeah,
we're talking about complete dominion over the earth. Go ahead, bro.
Zechariah 14 verse 16. Zechariah 14 verse 16. And it shall come to pass that everyone that is left of all the nations which came against Jerusalem shall even go up from year to year to worship the King.
Yeah, so this is like we're saying. All right, that's basically all your other nations. All right, all you heathen nations that are not Israelites. Read it again.
And it shall come to pass that everyone that is left of all the nations,
right,
which came up against Jerusalem.
This is basically all 100% of your nations came up against us. Go ahead.
shall even go up from year to year to worship the King, the Lord of hosts, and to keep the feast of
You're
tabernacles.
gonna have to get under the Lord.
Yep.
All right, and you're gonna worship Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, and you're gonna worship His men too. You're gonna worship all of us, but you're gonna worship the Most High. You're gonna be calling His name. You're gonna be speaking Hebrew. You're gonna be keeping the Feast of Tabernacles. You're gonna be keeping all the high holy days. All right, and whatever else that's got going on. Go ahead.
Verse 17, and it shall be that whoso will not come up of all the families of the earth unto Jerusalem
Anybody got a problem with it? Go ahead.
to worship the King, the Lord of hosts, even upon them shall be no rain.
Oh, so yeah, there it is. You're not gonna have no rain. You're gonna stop the rain from falling. You're just gonna be in a dry ass land. You're trying to be proud, or trying to be tough guys over there, trying to start a coup or a rebellion. That shit ain't gonna fly up. It ain't like this. It ain't like this rule where you can start a rebellion against the king and all that. It ain't gonna work, bro. All right. You're gonna take like they used to do in China. You used to take the things they used to cut the wheat and the rice down and use it as a weapon. Practice martial arts. You can try to come against the rulership. It ain't gonna work, bro. We're gonna have literal god bodies. All right. You're not gonna be able to do nothing against us. And if you try, guess what? No more rain for you.
I got it, brother. This is Revelation chapter 11. I'm gonna start at verse 3. It says, "And I will give power unto my two witnesses, and they shall prophesy 1,260 days, clothed in sackcloth. These are the two olive trees, the two candlesticks standing before the God of the earth. If any man will hurt them, fire proceedeth out of their mouth and devoureth their enemies. And if any man will hurt them, he must in this same manner be killed. These have power to shut heaven, that it rain not in the days of their prophecy. They have power over waters to turn them into blood and to smite the earth with all plagues as often as they will."
That's the prophecy, man. We're telling you that that's a power that's going to be given onto the Israelites, the 144,000, the elect of Israel, when they're in their rulership. All right, they're going to have the power to stop the waters, to stop the rain, to bring all types of pestilence onto your land. It's going to be in the hands of the elect. All right, and it's not far-fetched. All right, these are Yahushua was on earth. He was doing all types of miracles. All right, so this is something we're talking about, a rulership in righteousness. Okay, a rulership under the power of the universe. Okay, he's putting his men in power. You think it's just going to be another political vote for me type shit? No, it's going to be either you with it or you're not. If you're not with it, hey, this is the judgment. That was it on that. Let's go finish that. Yeah, go ahead, bro.
Verse 18, "And if the family of Egypt go not up and come not, that have no rain, there shall be the plague, where the Lord will smite the heathen that come not up to keep the Feast of Tabernacles."
Yeah, you're going to get smitten. Go ahead.
"This shall be the punishment of Egypt, and the punishment of all nations that come not up to keep the Feast of the Tabernacle."
Yeah, so they're making it very clear. If you don't do it, then you're gonna get smitten. All right, you're gonna get, whether it be pestilence, whether it be famine, all right, drought. Okay, this isn't fun. You're trying to run your village, your community, and then your leaders are bucking up against the power that be, and this is what happens to you, and you trying to be proud with it. Hey man, let's read it again here in Isaiah chapter 60 verse 12. "For the nation and kingdom that will not serve thee shall perish. Yea, those nations shall be utterly wasted." So you're gonna have a bad time. All right, we're giving you the warning now. All right, we're in a lower state right now. We can't do nothing. All right, this is the best we can do as far as a power, because we don't have any power. This is the power that we have is through this book. All right, through our faith. But when the Lord comes back and He gives us our power, and we believe it's going to be us. Otherwise, we wouldn't be out here. When He comes back and He gives us our power, you're gonna have to fall in line. And hey, most nations are gonna do it because they're gonna see the power and they're gonna have fear. But those that don't want to serve the power, guess what? All right, no food for you, no soup for you. All right, yes, I'm bro. Okay,
Yeah. I can get to it. This is
you got brother.
This is Exodus chapter 17, what is it, 20?
17 and 16.
No, that's not quite what I wanted. But it says,
Yeah, I'll read on a little bit here.
Go ahead.
Yeah, brothers find that. I'm going to read on a little bit here in the book of Isaiah chapter 60 again, verse 13. It says that the glory of Lebanon shall come unto thee, the fir tree, the pine tree, and the box together, to beautify the place of my sanctuary. And that will make it a place of my feet glory, to make the place of my feet glorious. So, you know, we're going to have all the flyest trees, the best trees, all the best resources in our land. Right now, that land is desolate. That land is you know, come on, y'all go to that land is crap, man. The desert. But we're gonna have the best trees, all the best resources are gonna be there. And whatever we don't have is gonna be brought to us. All right? Verse 14, it says, the sons also of them that afflicted thee shall come bending unto thee. And all they that despise thee shall bow themselves down at the soles of thy feet. And I know the brother, when you was reading Psalm, was it 147? 149 rather. Yeah. You don't gotta get it, but yeah, you know, going back into that vibration. It says, the sons of them that afflicted thee shall come bending unto thee, and all they that despise thee shall bow themselves down. So all our enemies that had a problem with you so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, that just looked at you as a bunch of dancing jesters. Well, guess what? It says, all they that despise thee shall bow themselves down.
This is the book of Exodus, chapter 17, and verse, give me 1 second. Verse 16, verse 14. It says, and Yahweh said unto Moses, write this for a memorial in a book and rehearse it in the ears of Joshua, for I will utterly put out the remembrance of Amalek from under heaven.
Yeah, utterly put out the remembrance of Amalek from under heaven. All right, which is the so-called Jews.
Talk about those that don't want to serve us and everything like that, you know, and they can go ultimately it's going to be Esau, you know, and Edom, or Amalek is a tribe of the Edomites.
Head tribe, read it again.
This is Exodus chapter 17, verse 14. It says, and Yahweh said unto Moses, write this for memorial in a book and rehearse it in the ears of Joshua, for I will utterly put out the remembrance of Amalek from under heaven. That was it on that.
Oh, that was it.
Yeah, I mean, I can read verse 16. Before he said, because Yahweh have sworn that Yahweh will have war with Amalek from generation to generation. And that's going into what is that, Genesis 27 and like 40 and 41, where Esau said in his heart, you know, days of my father are at hand, then will I kill my brother Jacob, you know? Then he's, you know, he's not going to be satisfied until his brother is dead, more or less to say. And then also you can read about that in Ezekiel 35, that perpetual hatred he has for his brother. You got to understand, Amalek is a tribe of Esau. So these are, you know, synonymous, but this is like saying Judah and Israel. You know, this is like their head tribe. And who's ruling the world right now? You know, it's Esau, but which tribe? You know, these Amalekites, man. All right, these are these so-called Jewish people, the imposters, man. All right, these are the same people that's having the highest tribe of Esau that's conjuring up this witchcraft against, you know, first and foremost, the tribe of Judah itself, you know. All right, but ultimately the Lord's going to put them out from under the, they're going to be the only nation that's going to be put out, man. All right?
Hey, man, they were the one, hey, you know, again, they're gonna have a problem with us. They have a problem with us now. They use us as entertainment, you know. They can drop all this shit. And they can drop all this bullshit. Yeah, but in any case, let me finish this verse here. Back in Isaiah 60 and 14, I said, I was at the end of it. It said, and they shall call thee the city of the Lord, the Zion, or the monument of the Holy One of Israel. Okay, so that's what Amalek's gonna call us. All right, in the little time they're gonna have left to serve us before they get put out. All right, until they get old yelling. Okay, they're gonna have to bow down to us. They're the kings of the earth right now. But guess what? The kings are gonna be bending down at your souls, brothers. You know, all you brothers, you know, that watch these videos, that believe in Yahweh Shem Yahushai, you brothers that go on the highways and hedges and teach it, whether you teach or whether you listen, you brothers that watch it, you know, at home. Guess what? These Amalekites are gonna be down at your feet. They're gonna be looking at you as a god. Right now, they got all the riches of the earth, but that's gonna be taken from them. It's gonna be given unto you. times 100, times 1,000. I don't have a number times enough. Go ahead.
I got a quick precept, because the brother said, because the only people that's gonna buck up, it is gonna be some nations that's gonna buck up. We're gonna show you right here. This is Revelation 9, verse. I'm gonna start at 17 and verses at 21. Revelation 9, verse 17. And thus I saw the horses in a vision, and them that sat on them having breastplates of fire. And it's going into the description of the missiles. All right, it says, and of the Jansen and brimstone, and the heads of the horses were as the heads of lions. All right, because that's where the power at is in the missiles, it's in the warhead. That's why they call it a nuclear warhead. All right, it says, and out of their mouths issued fire, smoke, and brimstone. So that goes right there, show you it's not talking about actual horses.
Yep.
All right, because what horse out of their mouth issue fire and brimstone?
Yeah, we talk about the mouth is the head of
the mouth issue fire and brimstone.
Yeah, we talk about the mouth is the head of the front of it, and the detonator, the part that detonates.
It says by these three was the third part of man killed, and the third part of man is Esau, Edom, the wicked. Okay? It says by fire and by the smoke and by the brimstone which issued out of their mouths. For their power is in their mouth as in their tails. For their tails were like unto serpents, and had heads on them, and they do hurt. All right.
Get the picture too, just to show the visualization.
The tails, that's the tails of serpents, man. When those missiles go off, man. Okay. The rocket that propels them. All right. It says,
read again that verse.
For their power is in their mouth and in their tails. For their tails were like unto serpents, and had heads, and with them they do hurt.
There you go. Go ahead, go.
Verse 20. And the rest of the men which were not killed, all right, elites, Amalek, the Amalekites, those that, have the resources too, going to bunkers and going to space stations or hide out, so to say, all right. And the rest of them which were not killed by these plagues, yet repented not of their works, of their hands, and they should not worship devils and idols of gold and silver and brass and stone and of wood, which neither can see nor hear nor walk. Neither repented they of their murders, nor of their sorceries, nor of their fornication, nor of their thefts. All right, and they ain't gonna repent, man. They say they even when it's first far as saying they cursed the Most High, man. Like they cursed at them, and because they were destroyed. All right, and they repented not. Okay, so you're gonna have that first, like the Dukes of Edom. That first set, man, they gonna be bucking up. We gonna have to jack their ass up, man. All right, because why? They gonna be their power. They gonna be all their power gonna be taken away from them, and they gonna be salty about it, and they gonna be cussing at us and not repenting. You know what I mean?
They're gonna be tough guys, man. Yeah, in the face of their rulers, But hey, we're gonna have fun with that.
Yeah, exactly.
So
that's gonna be the fun part.
Don't worry about all that. We're gonna have a lot more power than they're gonna have. Go ahead, Malachi. Malachi, select.
It's the book of Isaiah, chapter 49, starting at verse 22. Thus saith the Lord power, behold, I will lift up my hands to the Gentiles, and set up my standard to the people. And they shall bring thy sons in their arms, and their daughters shall be carried upon their shoulders. Verse 23, the point for you, brother.
Yep.
And kings shall be thy nursing fathers,
yep,
and their queens thy nursing mothers.
Right.
They shall bow down to thee with their face toward the earth, and lick up the dust of thy feet. And thou shalt know that I am Yahweh, for they shall not be ashamed that wait for me.
That's right, man. The end. That's the end. That's the story right there. That's the happy ending that we're talking about, man. The fairy tale ending. All right. Where we have the kings of this earth. We have these Rothschilds and Rockefellers and all these big boys that rule everything. These crackers. They're gonna be bowing down at your feet, man. I'm not talking about these everyday ones. That's why you don't even see us trying to even do that. These crackers no more like we used to do like 5 years ago, asking to kiss our feet, man. Hell with that. We want the big boys to do it. All right, we'll wait because we understand that prophecy has to come to pass. All right, and there's a point now, right? We're building up to that. Okay, because the Lord's gonna he's gonna raise up brothers. All right. Right now we in this lower state. You know, we gotta work. We get sick. We get injured. We have emotions. You know, but all that's gonna be put aside, and the Lord's gonna strengthen His men. You brothers out there that believe that are fervently standing up for this truth, the Lord's gonna give you power. He's gonna give you power. He's gonna give you real power that we can't even really put into words. All right, and it's gonna be over anybody on this earth. Physical power, mental power, spiritual power, you name it. We're gonna have it. Read Jeremiah 16:16.
So Jeremiah 16:16. Behold, Jeremiah 16:16. Jeremiah 16:16. Behold, I will send for many fishers, saith the Lord Yahweh, and they shall fish them.
Yeah, and the fishing is happening. It's been happening. All right. So I want to get that in Mark 1:17. Yeah, this is the fishing when you got YouTube and you get the notification. You see the brothers on the highways. That's the fishing. Okay. Which is we're not hurting nobody.
This is the hook.
This is the hook. It's the hook right here. That 12 tribe chart. You see that 12 tribe chart, and you see Panamanians on there. You see Mexican on there. You see a bunch of black people standing up here. He's like, oh shit, But then you look at the chart, you see Mexicans like, oh shit, I'm part of this. Oh shit, now you hooked. Like, hold on, this is about me. What are you saying? You're saying that these people are the children of the Most High, and nobody else is down. No one else could be a part of this. Shit, I like that shit. I want to hear more of that.
Alright, if I may say this.
Yeah.
Vocab alone. That's why the scriptures say, some good fish and some bad fish.
And we expect his ass to go because he eat him in everybody's eyes, But you got Jacob be sitting side by side with this man. You got actual black dudes sitting with Malone being precepts with him and shit. Real quick, just to make a point, because this they look at this as a stumbling block. It's not. It didn't hook them. But we all got hooked. We started, oh man, so Negroes and Native Americans? That makes sense. Let me watch another video. Wow, so the Bible is only about us and everybody else is heathens? Oh shit, that makes mad sense. That's how it was for me. I was like, okay, so blacks, Hispanics, Native Americans, children of God, everybody else, dirt. Okay, I'm cool with that. Tell me more, And then we watch the videos. That's the bait. The hook. This is the bait. The hook. All right. We get fed. All right. We in now. All right. Go ahead.
Real quick, just to back you up,
Yeah.
showing that.
I know you have something.
Hook.
Yeah.
This one verse is Ezekiel 37 and verse 16. Moreover, thou son of man, take thee one stick and write upon it for Judah,
Right.
and for the children of Israel and his companions. Then take another stick and write upon it for Joseph, stick of Ephraim, and for his companions of Israel, and join them one to another, and one stick, and they shall become one in thy hand. And when the children of thy people shall speak unto thee, saying, Will thou not show us what thou meanest by these? Going into what the brother was saying, when they see the sign, this is that thing. What you mean by Negroes? What you mean by Mexicans? What you mean by this? And then that's what start drawing them in, man. All right, and the Lord said, take the two sticks, man, and put them into thy hand, for, on one plank, more or less, to say, northern and the southern kingdom, man.
Right.
All right, that's actually the thing that draws a lot of people in. What you mean by Negroes, or they see, whatever tribe they're from,
That was a lot of brothers' first introduction to the truth, was finding out that you're an Israelite. Okay, that was the first introduction for many brothers, and then maybe you went through a few different camps until you found the truth. But the point is, the fishing. All right, this it's like it's peaceful. Yeah, there's some feelings maybe get caught or whatever, but at the end of the day, nobody gets hurt. You either with it or you're not with it. Okay, if you're with it, good, come on in. If you're not with it, all right, well, you got the warning. Simple as that. Anybody got the mark? I got it. Yeah.
Mark, St. Mark 1:17, and it reads, And Yahushua said unto them, Come ye after me, and I will make you to become fishers of men.
Yeah, you see that? You know, you read up a little bit. It's talking. You know, I should have had you read up a little. You can read up to like yeah.
This is St. Mark chapter 1 verse 14. St. Mark chapter 1 verse 14. It says, Now after that, John was put in prison. Yahushua came into Galilee, preaching the gospel of the kingdom of the Most High, and saying, The time is fulfilled, and the kingdom of the Most High is at hand. Repent ye and believe the gospel. Now as he walked by the Sea of Galilee,
and we saying the same thing right now, you know, in a whole different era, you know, but we're saying the same thing right now. We're letting you know to repent. You know, the kingdom is coming. Playing around, that was not the time to be playing around. Repent, repent, repent. All right, you're an Israelite. Repent. Like that's the message that's going on right now. America's going to be destroyed by nuclear destruction. Repent. Horrible times are coming. Repent. The mark of the beast is coming. Repent. We're letting you know. Like we can't tell you enough. We can't shout this loud enough. Read on.
it says, Now as he walked by the Sea of Galilee, he saw Simon and Andrew, his brother, casting a net into the sea, for they were fishers.
That was their occupation. That was their job. That's how they get paid. You know, they fish. You know, they sell the fish or whatever the case may be. All right, go ahead.
Verse 17. And Yahushua said unto them, Come ye after me, and I will make you to become fishers of men.
You see that? So now Yahushua appeared before them, and he's telling them, Yo, just don't worry about what you're doing. Just come with me. You see, you fishing, you catching fish. Well, I'm gonna make you fishers of men. They probably thought for a second, be like, fishers of men. They'd be like, you know what? I think I know what he's talking about. Read on.
Hey,
Verse-
real quick, the reason he got, because James and John were in the same, they worked together with them. So them four were fishermen, and the reason he got them, you know, spiritually, is because they already had that concept of fishing. So they knew it took patience. You didn't just jump in, throw the net in the water, and you're gonna catch fish instantly. So they already had that, you know, the idea of, you know, fishing. So they you know, through the spirit, you could extrapolate that. That's why the Lord first went to get them. And then they actually, Andrew, for sure, I think John was the other one, they already knew about Yahushua, because they were followers of John the Baptist. You know, or not John the Baptist. Yeah, John the Baptist. Yeah, they were followers of him, you know. So I think it's in Luke, it tells you that Andrew runs and tells his brother about Yahushua, you know, so they already knew about Yahushua. So when they seen him come up and tell him that, they was ready to go. They dropped their
That's the man right there. Oh yeah, so read it, yeah.
Verse 19. And when he had gone a little further thence, he saw James the son of Zebedee and John his brother, who also were in a ship.
Go back, I think. We start at verse 17 again? Yeah, read 16. No, read 17, yeah, read 17.
St. Mark 1 verse 17. And Yahushua said unto them, Come ye after me, and I will make you to become fishers of men.
Right, and then what did they do after that?
Verse 18. And straightway they forsook their nets and followed him.
That's it. That's the point I wanted. They forsook their occupation, their jobs. All right, yeah, they fishermen, but now they're gonna be fishers of men. All right, and that's what you see what's going on up here, all over the planet Earth. You got the truth coming out there. People are waking up to the understanding of the Holy Bible, understanding who the devil is. All right, nobody had the concept of what the devil is until recently. Like it makes sense now. Oh, red man. Oh shit. Oh, deceiver. Oh, it means deception. Oh shit. Oh, so Esau, Edom. Oh shit. It's just get flooded with all this understanding. That's the hook. That's how you get caught in this thing. Now, once you understand who your enemy is, who you are, you know who your power is, now is where your faith gets built up. Now your faith is built up. And now you understand, like you reading all the prophecies in the Bible, or you listening to brothers read the prophecies in the Bible prophesying to you, and you understand what's about to come. All right. Yeah. Destruction is coming, but also something beautiful is going to come. Yeah. Power's coming. Power's coming for you, brothers. All right. We gonna get power. You still got that? Start again.
Jeremiah 16 and 16. Jeremiah 16 and
Like it
16.
real quick, let me get a scripture before you read that to back you up with pretty much exactly what you just said. This is Luke chapter 10, verse 19. Luke 10 and 19. Behold, I give unto you power to tread on serpents and scorpions, and over all the power of the enemy, and nothing shall by any means hurt you.
Read it again, Bishop.
Now this is Luke 10 and 19. Behold, I give unto you power to tread on serpents and scorpions, and over all the power of the enemy, and nothing shall by any means hurt you.
Nothing shall. We're gonna be completely impervious to any attack. All right. This isn't any what am I trying to say? This is literal. That's to get the point across. This is literal. It's not parabolic, okay? That's kind of what I wanted to say. Yeah, this is literal. The Lord's going to give us power to tread over our enemies. He's calling them serpents and scorpions. These are dangerous creatures on the earth, and he's likening our enemy, who's what? Esau, Edom, these other nations, as these dangerous creatures, and we're going to have power over them to destroy them, to beat them in anything, battle. We're going to have battle power over them. All right. Go ahead.
That's it.
Yeah,
I got it.
Go ahead, brother.
There you go.
Yeah, you want to go with that?
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
This is Revelation 2 and 25. Revelation 2 verse 25. But that which ye have already, hold fast till I come.
That's the truth, man. We got the understanding, the knowledge, wisdom, and understanding the Lord has bestowed upon us. All right. Hold fast. What it means, hold fast means hold on firm, hold tight. Okay?
Yeah, like fasten your seatbelt.
Like you fasten your seatbelt? Yep, exactly, brother. All right? Hold fast until I come. Read on.
And he that overcometh and keepeth my works unto the end.
All right? So you brothers that can make it and endure unto the end, all right? You know, he that endures to the end, the same shall be saved. Read it all the time. Go ahead.
To him will I give power over the nations.
To you will he give power over the nations. So you can have power over all these different nations out there. All right? You can have power all over all these different nationalities on the earth that you see sitting in high places. You are going to be above them all. You're going to be given that power is going to be given to you from on high. Read on a little more.
And he shall rule them with the rod of iron, as vessels of a potter shall they be broken to shivers.
That's right. So violence. Yeah, we're going to beat their ass. All right? It's going to be a strong fervous rule over the nations, just like the brother read in Psalm 2 earlier. All right? Read on a little bit more.
Yep. Even as I received of my Father, and I will give him the morning star. He that hath an ear, let him say it unto the churches.
That's right. You see that? So we're telling you now. It was told to us. We're telling you. All right? And just and just like I said earlier, it said what? Hold fast. So you get this understanding. Hold on to it tight. Because hey, we seen this understanding leave people. So you wanna pray. That's why that Psalms 51 exists, man. Use that. All right. Ask the Lord to increase you. Ask the Lord, never take this away from you. Because if the Lord takes it from you, then guess what? It's very tough getting it back. Not saying it's impossible, but it's unlikely. All right. We're talking about getting spiritual powers. We're talking about getting power over the nations. You're not gonna get that if you don't believe. You're not doing no work for the Lord. So, you're not down. You're not in this thing.
Yeah, I got something real quick. You done with that? Yeah. This is Jeremiah chapter 51. I'm going to read verse 19 and 20. You can read on down to 24. It says, the portion of Jacob is not like them, for he is the former of all things.
Actually, hold that. Yeah, hold that. I wanted to get that too. Finish reading that, then we'll get that. Hold that.
So Jeremiah 16 and 16. Behold, I will send for many fishers, saith the Lord Yahweh.
Right.
And they shall fish them. And afterward will I send for many hunters.
Oh shit. And we understand what the hunters do. Hunters, they seek blood. They seek for the kill immediately. All right? That's not a peaceful pastime. All right? Unless you're an Edomite and you just love blood. Okay? Pursuant to Ezekiel chapter 35. All right, read on.
And after will I send for many hunters, and they shall hunt them.
And those hunters are the same people. Those hunters are the same fishermen. They're fishing now. All right, it's peaceful right now. We don't have the go ahead to hunt. That's why you see brothers up here with Bibles. That's why we letting you know. That's why we don't get involved in no violence. That's why we're strictly against it. We tell you, brother. We tell brothers all the time, like, yo, when the shit pop off, don't be out there trying to kill people and do all this extra shit. All right, you at work, then Edom might try you, and they don't go in and try to beat his ass. We tell you, this. We are peaceful people. All right, but when the Lord gives you the green light, and that's when that's not far from now. Right, you'll know when it's coming. You know.
And they shall hunt them from every mountain, and from every hill, and out of the holes of the rocks.
Hey man, you Edomites that be hiding in these deep underground military bases, or whatever little bunker you may have. You rich Edomites that built a bunker, you got $1 million bunker under your mansion. All right, we're gonna get you. We're gonna get you under there. All right, we're gonna get you. We're gonna find you. We're gonna get you.
I got that right.
All right, we're gonna twist your head off. All right, we're gonna go down. Yeah, you might have the big lead door. In there, you got all types of food in there. You got air. You think you're good? You spend all types of money on that, and nobody knows where it is except for the builders. Well, we know exactly where everything is at when the Lord gives us the power.
That's gonna backfire on them because it's meant to keep people out, but Yahushua disappeared into a room when he came back. So he said we're gonna do greater works. So if we disappear into your bunker, you sealed in there. Where you gonna go now?
And where you go? Yeah, you stuck in there with a lion, bro. You can't open up. You can't put in the code fast enough to open that bitch up and get out of there.
You gotta turn them motherfuckers.
Yeah. You got a lion right behind you. You got a god right behind you. I mean, we can teleport if we want to. You over here trying to get you're done, man. So we said you're gonna hunt you out of every hole, out of the holes of the rock, out of every hill, all you different governments. You're gonna be up in the space. You're gonna be up under the water. You have your bases under the water. You got whole militaries under the water. I bet you do.
In mountains, they done carved open mountains and
Whole cities
inside of mountains.
Yeah, Denver and shit. Yeah, Denver airport.
Yeah. What are they? Yeah, Cheyenne, man. Yeah.
They've got a couple of them.
Over there in Nevada, by the Area 51.
Oh yeah,
S4.
Big mountain, Appalachian mountains, all them big mountains, they got shit in there.
Mm-hmm. All type, nothing but Edomites in there, man. All types of abominations in there. They got thrown in there.
Even Moab too. Remember the movie 2012 where they were building ships inside of the mountain?
Oh yeah. They got arcs. Yeah, the arcs. Yeah, man. That stuff exists, man. Esau is a very secretive person, but he got it, and these other nations, they got it too. And we're gonna find you. That's gonna be fun. It's gonna be a good time. It's gonna be a beautiful day for the elect.
And like they got the World Seed Bank. I think out there in Alaska, that place like that. They got the World Seed Bank. And they got
it's in Antarctica.
Russia has this was some old thing that they did have. They had between them and America, they had a bunch of military bases for nuclear missiles to be shot off, and if for some odd reason they was like, oh well, we can't use it no more. I seen this on a documentary or whatnot, so it's not so secretive no more. But they had this thing all lined out. So you think they're gonna just leave that old military base empty? Come on, man, this is under a place, Antarctica. Ain't nobody really down there but the militaries, man.
Sure, yeah.
So you don't just think these elites are down there with their bunkers and things like that, man? Because if war pop off, who gonna bomb a place where there's no civilian population, no population at all, then, man? Good hiding, quote unquote, good hiding spot. Hey, the Lord, put the spirit on us.
Exactly, yeah. So all these secrets are going to be opened up to the men of the Lord in that day. It's just going to be in us. We're going to know everything. We're going to get you. All right. It's going to be no hiding. We're going to put you right in the chains, directly into slavery. Or we're just going to twist your head off. Whatever the situation may be. I know. So who's reading?
I got a precept. You got a precept. You got something? Oh. This is Amos chapter 9, verse 2 and 3. It says, though they dig into hell, thence my hand shall take them. Though they climb up to heaven, thence I will bring them down.
Read it one more time.
Amos chapter 9, verse 2 and 3. It says, though they dig into hell, then shall my hand take
Yeah,
them.
that's you digging into the mountains. That's you digging into the earth.
Oh, so they're not digging into the waiting room, what?
Oh yeah, we gotta have.
See what word.
Volker gotta explain that joint, man.
Well,
Yeah, what does that mean? I don't understand. Break it down.
man.
Read it again.
It says Amos chapter 9, this is verse 2. It says, though they dig into hell, thence my hand shall take them.
So we know what that is. We understand that's them building, digging and hiding deep into the earth. With the technology and the deep underground military bases. Go ahead.
Though they climb up to heaven, thence will I bring them down.
That's them going up into the atmosphere, into the space, and into the sky. And, it's there already. They got stuff out there.
ISS,
it's in lower Earth orbit. We can't see it. We don't know what the fuck they're doing up there, but it's there. All right. They got their little spacecrafts and they acting.
Elysium is a perfect example.
I still got to see that movie. I still need to see that damn movie. Yeah. But yeah, brothers watch Elysium apparently because that's the movie. They break that down. I still got to watch it. But yeah, man, they're up there.
Yeah, that's what the International Space Station's all about. And they only show you what they want you to see. They knows they probably got hotels and shit up there already.
Well, it's built to have all the attachments to keep going on. They just keep bringing pods on, man.
That shit they show us is real primitive. The shit they show us is the same shit they had from back in the 90s.
Old ass technology and shit.
Mirror and all that was,
They always show you the old radars and this and that, but your iPhone can see through all kind of shit. You think they got this old ass technology up there, man? Come on, man.
On the radar.
yeah, come on, man.
Come on, this thing got more technology than the space shuttle has.
Cell phone, Finish this. Verse 3 it says, and though they hide themselves in the top of Carmel, going into those mountains, I will search and take them out of thence, and though they hide themselves in the sight of the bottom of the sea, then shall I command the serpent, and he shall bite them.
That's right. So hey, you can't win anywhere you hide. All right. Your Leviathan gonna come and swallow your ass up. All right, and that's a real thing. It's in the Bible. Okay. All right. We're just preaching the Bible. We're not just making this shit up. All right. I know it sounds crazy, but it's in the Bible. All right. All right. It's all there. All right.
Going back into the fishers, going into hunters. There's the book of Isaiah, chapter 41.
Yep. Oh yeah. Get that.
I can start at verse 14. Fear not, thou worm Jacob, and ye men of Israel. I will help thee, saith Yahweh.
Read it again.
This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 41, starting at verse 14. Fear not, thou worm Jacob.
Yeah, he's liking the nation of Israel onto a worm, which is a very lowly, defenseless creature. All right? He's likening us unto worms. Okay? Us. But it said what? Fear not? Go ahead.
And ye men of Israel, I will help thee, saith Yahweh.
You're going to help us. Yahweh Shem Yeshua is going to help us. It sucks right now. I know it sucks. Yeah, brothers got to go through all types of afflictions, brothers don't even talk about it, but brothers go through shit, man. And I know brothers on the camera too, they going through their own things, in their personal life. We understand. We're in a very low state, but it says that he's going to help us. This is a front, the Lord, he's bound by his word. So he said he's going to help us, he's going to help us. Keep reading.
And thy Redeemer, the Holy One of Israel, behold, I will make thee a new sharp threshing instrument, having teeth.
Ooh, he's going to change it to a what? A sharp threshing instrument having teeth? That sounds fucking violent. Tell me more.
Thou shalt thresh the mountains.
Ooh.
And beat them small.
And the mountains are likened onto these different governments. Okay? We say that a lot, but when you see mountains and hills, it's typically talking about these nations, these big nations and these little nations. Mountains are the big nations, hills are the smaller nations. Okay? So read that part again.
Thou shalt thresh the mountains and beat them small.
So we're gonna beat these governments down in the powder. Oh, keep going.
And shalt make the hills as chaff.
Yep.
Thou shalt fan them, and the wind shall carry them away.
Yep.
And the whirlwind shall scatter them, and thou shalt rejoice in Yahweh.
Hey man, so that's talking about these different governments out here. A worm is going to be risen up to destroy the Edomite nation.
Hey, real quick, if I can say, that's that scene out of the movie X-Men Apocalypse where Homeboy come back, he say no more superpowers, man. And that's what he's reading. He gonna beat these mountains into small hills, man. Hey, breaking them all the way down, man. No more superpowers, man.
No more. You had your time. You did a great job being the devil. Give you that. But you had your time to rule, and now it's a change. Now it's gonna be a change of power. That was it on that, right?
Just a little bit more.
Oh, you ahead?
It says, and shall glory in the Holy One of Israel.
That's right, the Holy One of Israel. Most High, Yahweh Shem Yahushua. All right? And our glory goes straight, always goes to Yahweh Shem Yahushua. When we wake up, when we go to sleep throughout the day, multiple times a day, we give glory unto our Lord Yahweh Shem Yahushua. Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahushua. All right? Just for giving us his understanding. All right? Yeah, go ahead, bro.
Going into the fishing. This is Amos chapter 4. Amos 4, and I'll start at the top of verse 1. It's Amos 4 and 1. Hear this word, ye kin of Bashan, that are in the mountain of Samaria. So going in, to Bashan, these are the Amorites. So pretty much making the connection is going into now Esau, Edom. So Bashan, go back to Deuteronomy 3rd chapter, King of Og was the king of Bashan. Og, king of Bashan, was of the Amorites. So Amos 4 and 1, hear this word, ye kin of Bashan, so that line, that are in the mountain of Samaria, which oppress the poor, which crush the needy, which say to their masters, bring and let us drink. And ultimately, that's talking about us, of course. We're their masters. And they're saying to us, bring us drink. I forgot who was the cupbearer. Who was the king's cupbearer? I forgot exactly what it is. It might have been Amos. I'll take a while, yes. But going into what Sirach said, I've seen servants on horses and kings and princes walk upon the earth. So it says, which say to their masters, bring and let us drink. Verse 2, the Lord Yahweh have sworn by his holiness that lo, the day shall come upon you that he will take you away with hooks, and your posterity with fish hooks. So going into fishing, your posterity is your line. So what is it in Isaiah 14 chapter? Cut off.
Oh,
get that? I got it. Because the Lord's going to cut off Esau Edom his line. He's going to cut off his entire line from the top to the bottom. Of course, you go to the head first. We can get on Amalek. The Lord's going to get on Amalek first, and he's going to get on the rest of his sea line.
Yeah, this Isaiah chapter 14, verse 21 and verse 22, it says, prepare slaughter for his children, for the iniquity of their fathers, that they do not rise, nor possess the land, nor fill the face of the world with cities. For I will rise up against them, saith Yahweh of hosts, and will cut off from Babylon the name, and the remnant, and the son, and the nephew, saith Yahweh.
And it said son and nephew. It didn't say woman. It's talking about the men. It said son and nephew. Going into the line of posterity goes to the men. So the Lord's going to cut off Esau Edom his line, so he cannot rise no more. He's going to cut off perpetually. Never again he's going to rise again. Never going to see him come and face the cities no more. Yeah, what is read Job 20. He's going to pass away because his time has come to get cut off. But that was all right. So unless you got something, get that Job 20.
Come, this is Job 20. I'm starting verse 7 and read verse 7 through 9. Job 20 and 7. Yet he shall perish forever like his own dung. They which have seen him shall say, where is he? He shall fly away as a dream. He shall not be found. Yea, he shall be chased away as a vision of the night. The eye also which saw him shall see him no more, neither shall his place any more behold him.
Yep, so that's specifically talking about Esau, even talking about white men. So these other nations are going to catch hell, they're going to get judged. There's still going to be a remnant of them. They're not going to be cut off. No one is promised to be cut off besides Esau, Edom. Read Obadiah. But Obadiah says he's going to be cut off forever.
Esau, Esau, he's a bad guy, man. He's a bad man. He's a bad man, man. He needs to go. The universe don't need another one of those. All right? I don't think the earth can handle that much wickedness. The universe can handle that much wickedness any longer than it has already. Esau got to be annihilated. All right? But he has to catch his judgment first, And he's gonna catch it. He's gonna catch it hard through the men of Israel. You know, he's gonna catch it through us. All right. When the Israelites are put into power, he's gonna get his ass whooped. You see, playing games, think it's cute. Think everything is cute. These Karens and shit, man. They're gonna get their ass whooped. All right. Yeah. Go ahead. Read up.
This is Numbers chapter 24. That was actually looking for this earlier. 24 and verse 20.
What's it again? Pull again.
Numbers chapter 24 and verse 20. This is Numbers 24 and verse 20. It says, and when he looked on Amalek, hold on, let me go up. Let me go up to verse. Let me go up to verse 17. It says, I shall see him, but not now. I shall behold him, but not nigh. There shall come a star out of Jacob, and a scepter shall rise out of Israel, and shall smite the corners of Moab, and destroy all the children of Sheth.
Because we brought us out earlier, going into Balaam and Balaam.
Yeah.
They're from the house of Moab.
Yeah.
You know, so
That's what the story is going
yeah.
in.
So first when we came out of Egypt, you know, who first gave us help? Amalek. You know, then after that was Moabites.
And that's when it's going into, I believe that's Ezekiel, for that perpetual hatred of our brother, the day that in his calamities, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He stood on the other side, keep us while we was down and everything like that. Those Amalekites, man. And they still have perpetual war unto us from generation to generation. And it's no surprise now that that's what we fight over. Who are the real Jews, man? Not who the real Temanites or these other tribes. It's between Amalek and the so-called black man, man. That's the head tribe, you know? All right, they're going back and forth, but nevertheless, you was knowing what you're speaking of?
Yeah, guys.
Kind of just going down, verse 18, and Edom shall be a possession, Seir also shall be a possession for his enemies, and Israel shall do valiantly. So Edom is the whole house, you know. And out of Jacob shall come he that shall have dominion, and shall destroy him that remaineth in the city. And when he looked on Amalek, he took up this parable and said, Amalek was the first of the nations, but his latter end shall be he shall perish forever. The only nation, man, they're gonna be cut off forever. That's that Obadiah 1:18, man, or Revelation 14:22. You got that?
I got Obadiah 1:18.
Go ahead, brother.
No. That's the book of Obadiah, chapter 1, verse 18. And the house of Jacob shall be a fire, and the house of Joseph a flame, and the house of Esau for stubble. And they shall kindle in them and devour them. And there shall not be any remaining of the house of Esau, for the Lord Yahweh by Hashem Yahushai have spoken it.
And that's exactly what the Edomites going to start reading when the stargazers and the witches, the Lord going to put a spirit on them to prophesy and read the book of Obadiah. You know, have them bugging out.
That's the only book Esau never promotes. Before you come into the truth, you probably don't even know Obadiah is a book in the Bible. That's that forbidden scroll.
Yeah, I thought it was one of the lost books.
That's the scroll Cornelius was reading to in Planet of the Apes, man.
You making that up, huh?
That 118, boy, if Esau reads that, man, he's hurt. Every time he hears that getting preached by the men of the Lord.
Tribute night, man.
Never hear that book come out.
That's
Anyway.
that garlic on
And how much more on this highest level witch prophesies that to? You know, does that happen then? It's gonna happen again.
Hey, and ultimately going into, you know, you go into like some of the things they got going on right now, you can see that their population, what do they call this, population rate or reproduction rate is at like 0 right now. It's not just here in America. All these Edomite nations, man, I think it's like Germany or France. One of them Edomite nations is actually paying men to come over there and impregnate their women. All right, but as you can see, the Lord is slowing down their bloodline real quick with these males, man.
They're going back to their posterity.
I wanted to see if I think it's 2nd Ezra 16 and it says cut the men of war. Yeah, 16 and this is 2nd Ezra 16 and yeah. So let me start at verse well, let me just read verse 33. It says, 2nd Ezra chapter 16, verse 33, the virgins shall mourn, having no bridegrooms. The women shall mourn, having no husbands. Their daughters shall mourn, having no helpers. And going into that, keep mentioning the women here, right? But the who's missing is the men, like we just read also in Isaiah 14 and 22, right? It says, "And the war shall their bridegrooms be destroyed, and their husbands shall perish of famine." All right, going into World War III, man, like, hey, all them soldiers that's going over to the Middle East gonna become part of the sands of time, man. They're not gonna ever come back, man. All right, and then on this side, man, the men that's not fit for battle to go over there, where do you think they're gonna have to fight and chance it over here, man? They're gonna get ran through over here too, man. Isaiah 4 and 1, man. These women, they gonna be like, damn, man, who gonna be able to protect us in these days, man? Just like you see in the movie The Book of Eli, man. All right, and then the reason the Lord said that these women, only the men gonna be taken out, because that's who's gonna be promoting the seeds, man. That's gonna keep procreating with their seeds. But at the ultimate end, man, their women gonna just wind up getting bred out, man. We gonna repopulate with their women or whatever, whatnot. But those gonna be Israelite babies, man. They're not gonna no more produce Edomite men, man. All their Edomite men ultimately gonna wind up dying. Well, for the most part, they're gonna wind up dying off in war. Of course, they're gonna be brought back in the kingdom, and then they're gonna be 118, like the brother read in Obadiah, man. Rounded up and thrown into a pit and set on fire, man. Burnt up, man.
And all the Edomites in America are gonna die, but there'll still be Edomites in the Norwegian, Swedish, because we gotta have slaves. Not all Edomites are gonna be wiped off their first go around, because the elites ain't gonna build everything up for us. There's only so many of them. There's gonna be a lot of Edomites still left. But we gotta get slaves from somewhere.
We got Edomites in South America.
South Africa too.
Yeah, South Africa. Yeah, definitely South Africa. Caribbean, yeah.
And by that time, we'll have that discernment. We'll be able to tell who's who. Right? Even if he looks like a so-called Negro, this is a fucking tear right here. Just slap some chains on his ass,
Yeah,
or just kill him.
Esau known for doing that.
Yeah, exactly.
Trying to mix with the dark nations to get that color back.
Real quick, you can see that. You can see that happening again right now with China over there in Africa. They just had in one of the nations, I forget what country it is out there in China, a Chinese man was voted as president.
In Africa.
They got him with the tie, what's those shots? The little things at the...
It's like the colored shit.
Yeah, the colored outfit, and you see Ham standing next to him, all looking mad as hell. Well, what's gonna happen after generations is that dude is gonna marry an African woman, and then the kids are gonna get darker and darker.
Ugly motherfucking
yeah, and that's the same thing that Esau did. You see, that's why China, what they're doing is following the footsteps of Esau. They're trying to take over the nations by marrying into the countries, setting themselves up as leaders, and then they just become, and they eventually look like those nations, and then that's how they become leaders, man. Because the majority, like the brother was just saying, the majority of these leaders around the earth, even though they might look like other nations, the majority of them go back to Esau, man.
Yeah. Like definitely South America, they just speak Spanish. They Edomites in power, they just speak Spanish.
Arab, those sheiks and all that, them Edomites.
Yeah, them Spaniards never left when they conquered them. They're still there to this day. That Edomite lineage, the Spaniards, they still out there. Same thing with the French and the Dutch that came over here. They left their lineage out here. And it's been hundreds of years by now, so they intermingled with everybody, especially in South America, like the brother's saying. Turkey. Yeah, a lot of good amount of them niggas are Turkish. I mean, the Turkish guys are Edomites.
Going with the Ottoman, I think.
Going to the Ottoman Empire. That goes back to the Khazars, man. That's who ran the Ottoman Turks, and they were the ones that took down the Byzantine Empire.
Jacob and Esau, like the main two spreaded nations all around the world. Jacob and Esau.
Yeah, because Esau only says that the population's at 0. He probably only counts that if it's two white folks and the baby looks white. What about the tares and shit?
Exactly.
Not counting the tares. If the baby look like a nigga,
his own child.
Yeah. They make him a house nigga. Or the top nigga in the fields, nigga.
You got something? This is Isaiah 14, verse 16. They that see thee shall narrowly look upon thee and consider thee, saying, is this the man that made the earth to tremble, that did shake kingdoms?
That's what the other nations are going to be looking at you, Edomites, you so-called white people, and saying, they're going to look at you, squinting their eyes like, this can't be him, no. We was afraid of this guy the whole time? This Poindexter ass? No way. They're gonna look at him. They're gonna be like, "Is this the man that dropped atomic bombs on Japan?" Exactly. they're gonna be looking at you and they're gonna be like, there's no way we was afraid of this guy. This guy's weak. You know? And hey, we see it now. We see it now. No one else sees it. Everybody else. Well, actually, I take that back because a lot of these other nations are starting to get smart and be like, yo, these Edomites ain't shit. You know.
So that's actually happening now. Is this the man? The nations right now looking like, oh shit. Soon to art thou become as weak as weak.
Yeah, that's why you got all these people bucking up against Karens, man.
Yep.
Y'all seen the video I said earlier? Boy was in there beating the brakes off of Karen, man. So nobody respects you damn devils no more, man. Like, this is the nigga that had us following orders this whole time. Now they in there beating your ass up.
Yeah, won't let you leave.
Yeah, you would have never saw that. You feel what I'm saying?
That would have been up. That would have shut that fuck down.
Yeah. You know, they would have had too much respect for the Edomite woman. You know, oh no, that's a white woman. You know, because that's the most innocent. That not now, but there used to be the most innocent creature on the planet, a so-called white woman. Now she's being called out as a Karen.
Yeah,
you know.
Hey, real quick, that picture right down there, all she had to do was make a phone call and got Emmett up.
Exactly.
But nowadays, they call them, hey, they got other Edomites on the other end of 911. He's doing what? Alright, we gonna send the police out there on your ass now.
Like the one with the dog?
Yeah, just look at that.
There's an African-American man and he's threatening my life.
Yeah.
Hey, everybody see that? Like, Karen getting
Oh my God, don't hit me!
Yeah.
I'm videotaping you,
I feel
feet away.
threatened.
Asking her to follow the laws that her own people set up, man.
Exposed. You know? So they're looking at you like, is this the man? It's camping, bro.
Yeah, we can see now.
Yeah.
Shit.
This guy the whole time, he's on this lies and all this deception. And we was afraid of this, the guy that this fucker. No way, bro. He ain't shit.
That made the whole world as a wilderness and destroyed the cities thereof.
Esau, go ahead.
That opened not the house of the prisoners.
Yeah, the Israelites.
They kind of, real quick, the thing is, people are realizing that Esau without his blessing ain't shit. Like, you roll up on an Edomite and he ain't got his weapon, his blessing on him, you can have your way with him. You know, that's the, and so even all the other, look at this shit, you know. Niggas like this gonna be rolling around purging motherfuckers right here. That's the purge vehicle right there. Shit. See, that's, I guarantee you that's Esau in there though. So, you know, when if you catch Esau off guard, you know, without his weapon or his blessing, then you find out that the feeble man he really is, man.
Yeah, he did $200,000 cheap.
Yeah, go ahead.
$100,000.
How much?
That shit got 6 axes. All he needs is the Gatling gun on the top.
Don't worry, he got a buddy.
He probably already got the bracket.
Just gonna order it.
Mount that bitch on top.
Yeah, it's all set.
That's that Alex Jones vehicle right there. Shit.
Doomsday vehicle.
Cool, though.
Just say this name about
It's cool.
the Tesla.
Go read that again, though.
It says, that made the world as a wilderness.
Read all that again.
I'll start 16, right?
Yeah.
Isaiah 14, verse 16. They that see thee shall narrowly look upon thee and consider thee, saying, is this the man that made the earth to tremble?
Again, because what? The only way he was able to conquer the earth was with the blessing. But without the blessing, he ain't shit, man. Then you got Jake's steamrolling through Edomites, man. That's why they always want to have that pistol on them and shit. You know?
Jason knocking Edomites out a lot, bro. I seen that shit on niggas cameras on, not in the liquor store. Yeah, knocked the nigga out. You must have said something before the camera came on. Dreadhead knocked that motherfucker out, bro. Looked like some Florida shit too. I was like, oh shit, like one of these Salt Life motherfuckers knocked him the fuck out.
But they go to show you the sword that he got was divine. That blessing was divine intervention, man. It was supernatural, because here it is. Everybody know about Mike Tyson. As bad as Mike Tyson was, all that training, all that muscle, and all that shit, just take out one bullet and put it in his chest, and he done. So that's to show you right there that that's a supernatural power. That's a blessing that he received, because he's able to just neutralize the strongest Jake you got by just putting a bullet in.
And that goes back to Cain. One of Cain's sons, I think it was Jubal Cain, or one of them, or Jubal Cain, one of them, he was an artificer of iron. And what do they call it? They call it the steel they make it out of iron, their weapons, you know?
Hey, know what the name Cain mean? What, dagger, right?
Yeah, something like that, yeah.
Weapon.
Yeah, weapon. But yeah, one of his sons was Cain's sons was I believe it says artificer of iron. Tubal Cain, yeah, that kind. Yep.
I was just reading that first
Genesis
to the brother, yeah, Genesis 4.
Yeah. That's how they're able to make these weapons, man. And because who owns Lockheed Martin and all these other companies that create these weapons? Esau,
Tyrone.
you get an M16 from America, or you can get an AK from Russia. Both Edomites, you know.
Yep.
Same with the nuclear missiles, man. There's only two developers, I know. You know, and both of them came from what? From teaming, man. The Germans, man. Adolf Hitler is the one who came out under his reign. All this weaponry came out under him, and they still using the same radar from way back in the days. The drones, the missile defense systems, the missiles, launching the rockets off. Von Braun created all that. The space shuttles going into space, man. All Edomite stuff, man.
Yeah, they might outsource it to China, make some bullets in China. But who made that shit, you know? The musket gun and shit. That's how they were able to take down Gad, you know?
The Gatling gun.
Steam, yeah, exactly, the Gatling gun.
Yeah, because God ended up, you know, falling on some of the weapons, have a lot of, you know, having the muskets and learn how to ride the horses. Yeah, but they didn't make it. You know, that's Esau shit. You know. Go ahead, I can.
They that see thee shall narrowly look upon thee and consider thee, saying, is this the man that made the earth to tremble, that did shake kingdoms,
Like you said, they're doing that now. Go ahead.
that made the world as a wilderness, and destroyed the cities thereof?
Yeah, he fucked the whole world up. Everything's destroyed out here. Everything's fucked up. He's bombing countries, destroying families. All right, separating families, destroying the earth, the natural state of the earth, the whole food chain. The ecosystem completely eradicated. Just fucked it all up, man. For lack of a better term, you fucked it all up.
Yeah, that's why you got 80-degree weather or 90-degree weather in December. Like, what the hell?
Come on, bro. It's not it's not supposed to be like this, you know. But yet, you know, the way what you're doing to this earth, the earth is fighting back, and the earth don't know what to do with itself. You know, it's just naturally gonna gonna have these hurricanes. You know, hey, you making that happen in Esau. All right, you making that happen. That's why everything's fucked up. That's why people are dying, because of you. You're in power.
It's Isaiah chapter 24. Let me read the first verse and then jump down to verse 3 and 4. The point is in 3 and 4. This is Isaiah chapter 24, verse 1. Behold, Yahweh maketh the earth empty and maketh it waste and turneth it upside down and scatter abroad the inhabitants thereof. All right, because everything is so out of whack, the Lord's got to come and correct everything. All right. Now let me go down to verse. I'll read from verse 3. The land shall utterly be emptied and utterly spoiled, for Yahweh hath spoken this word. The earth mourneth and fadeth away. The world language and fadeth away. The haughty people of the earth do languish. The earth also is defiled under the inhabitants thereof, because they have transgressed the laws, changed ordinance, and broken the everlasting covenants.
Read it again.
This is Isaiah chapter 24, verse. I'll read from verse 4 and 5. The earth mourneth and fadeth away. The world languish and fadeth away. The haughty people of the earth do languish. The earth also is defiled under the inhabitants thereof, because they have transgressed the laws and changed the ordinance and broken the everlasting covenant.
They have transgressed the laws, changed the ordinance. All right, there's Esau. All right, the earth is completely defiled under the inhabitants. All right, you're in charge of the earth. This is your responsibility. This is your fault. You had the homeless woman up here earlier today. It's your fault that these people are like that, man. There's a bunch of homeless people walking around this bitch, man. And just on this little block right here, and this is just one block in America. Okay, we could go anywhere in any of these countries or cities in America, and you won't see the same shit, the same story told.
She had the statistics.
She knew it. She knew it. She lived here. She had to live in this shit, man. She knows.
And if I can say real quick, going into the transgressing the laws and things, you know, you had the law of the land Sabbath, right? You're supposed to give your land a rest on the 7th year, right? Well, what does Esau do? You're supposed to also not supposed to mix up your fields and everything like that. But what does Esau do, man? Constantly overplant, so on and so forth, and never give the land its rest. So what? The nutrients and stuff is taken out of the soil, and it leaves you with what, man? Bearing more or less to say fruits and vegetables with no minerals and all those things in them. So what does Esau have to do, man? Give you these supplements and vitamins and things like that. Got GMOs and things like that, because why? The earth needs its rest, man. All right, and changing the ordinance on all kind of other things. You know, women having rule over their husbands and things, and talking over these things. Well, look at the divorce rate, man. Look Look at what's going on in the households of everything else, man. Putting the woman over top of the man and everything like that. That's how he divided the so-called Negroes household, man. All right, giving the so-called women's rights. All right, giving you all these different choices and these different things, man. It's corrupted everything, man. This way of life is all corrupted, man. Everybody said we love how free this place is and how free we are, the freedoms that we got, but look at the conditions of everything, man. You're not supposed to have all this concrete over everything like this, man, but we love the skyscrapers. But look at the condition of the earth, man.
It's not worth it.
Yeah, you complain out of one hand, but then you say you love it on the other hand, man. It can't go both ways, man. Something's got to give, man.
Yeah, Myron, you quoted the scripture earlier, Proverbs 29 and 2.
Righteous are in authority.
Yeah, the righteous in authority, the people rejoice when the wicked bear rule, the people mourn. All right, the whole earth is mourning because of you. Because of you. You're a wicked ruler, you're a tyrant. You're an evil ruler. You're like one of them dudes you're like freezer. You live on a fucking freezer. Go ahead. Actually, no. Finish. Who's reading?
I was done with my piece.
Okay, yeah. You was reading. Yeah, go ahead, please. Then read the other one. Oh no, read that. Yeah, read that.
This is Revelation, the book of Revelation 11, verse 18. Revelation 11, verse 18. It says, "And the nations were angry, and thy wrath is come, and the time of the dead, that they should be judged, and that thou shouldest give reward unto the servants thy prophets."
Right? The prophets are going to get their reward, but y'all going to be judged. Go ahead.
"And to the saints, and to them that fear thy name, small and great, and shouldest destroy them, which destroy the earth."
See that? So the Lord's going to ultimately destroy you, Edomites, you so-called white people, which is destroying the earth. You're the ones that's destroying the earth. Whose idea was to put this concrete and all this shit on the ground, man? This is a bad idea. Look at these cars and shit. This is in heaven. This is a bad idea. You're just burning. You're sending all types of fumes, and we gotta breathe this in. This isn't good, man. You're cooking. You got restaurants. He's serving all types of shellfish and lobsters and pork and all that. You overfishing, you hunting for fun. Everything's just fun. You go to Africa and you kill a rhinoceros, knowing damn well that them things are almost extinct, and you will kill it and you will put it on Facebook.
For the horn.
For the horn. You'll kill an elephant so you can get the eye. We don't need that, man. What you need that for? You gonna kill the whole elephant.
Or they'll just cut them off and leave. You can see rhinos in the wild without.
And some of the Africans will do that. They'll just cut the tusk off
and sell it to Esau.
Yeah.
Because they know that's who
It's a
wants it.
demand for it.
Yeah.
You know, they like, oh no, that's the poachers.
Yeah.
No, but it's a demand
They get
for it.
paid for that.
Esau putting a demand out. So who's really in control?
Esau's still in control of that because he's the one that's buying that shit up.
Driving them.
Yeah.
Because if it was no purchaser, it wouldn't be no seller. But there's a purchaser for it, and that's what motivates them to go cut the damn horn off.
You see? So, but what Esau do? When Esau go over there on his little trip, he's a CEO of whatever company over here. He gonna go over to Africa and he gonna kill the whole elephant.
Show you know that movie Blood Diamond.
Yeah. That movie. That movie.
Because it's a demand for it. You know, going to Europe and London, all this, they got all these precious gems and diamonds and all that shit. Imagine all the hell that it took to be able to have those
How many
diamonds.
people died?
Yeah.
Blood
They
diamond.
got
Mines.
a tiger, a cub with, or not a cub, but a rug
Yeah.
with the head just popping up. Like they killed the tiger for that, man. Just
No
for
reason.
fun.
Yeah, we gonna have nice shit in the kingdom, but there's gonna be a balance. We ain't just gonna be this murking shit. Hey, come on, bro. Like y'all just got no heart, bro. It's over there slaughtering shit like shit. Yeah, we're going over to Tanzania. We're going to Zimbabwe. And just go hunting. They're just smiling and taking a Facebook picture, and everybody's it's a big uprising, but niggas can't do nothing about it. Ain't nobody can do nothing about it. We just have to watch it do it and accept it. But guess what? It said that the Lord's going to destroy them that destroy the earth. So we're not, it irks us. We pissed when we see it, but we know that a better day is coming. We know that this is something we got to go through. We have to live through this America. We have to live through this rulership. This is a wicked rulership. We talked about it on the phone yesterday. We have to understand how to be ruled over in wickedness in order for us to even think about being able to rule in righteousness. We have to know both sides of the coin. So yeah, we lived in wickedness. We've been ruled over in wickedness many, many times. All right, in our existence.
Our people ruled in wickedness too.
Yeah, for 1,000 years.
Yeah, the kings and the Byzantine Empire. But even going back to after King Solomon, the two kingdoms ruled in wickedness. There was only a handful of righteous kings from the north or the southern kingdom, and none righteous from the northern kingdom.
If that.
Go ahead.
God, bro. See, so we're doing this. We're living this thing, but it's an endurance. It's an endurance round. We have to be able to make it through to the end. All right. Because we can get pissed off and say, "Fuck it, I'm gonna take vengeance in my own hands." Next Edomite that come around the corner, that's his ass. But we know we can't do that. We get our ass locked up when we try something to one of these Edomites, man. And then what? Now we can't teach, and we just basically forfeited, our salvation. Don't let our asses do none of that. We have to endure it. All right, we're gonna preach against it. You brother want to get to what is that? Ezekiel, you talked about earlier, Ezekiel 35. Let's start from the top. Oh, hey. Oh, yeah.
It's Proverbs 29 and 2. The brother quoted it, so I'll bring it out. Proverbs 29 and 2. When the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. But when the wicked bear rule, the people mourn.
And read verse 16.
29 and 16. Verse 16. When the wicked are multiplied, transgressions increases, but the righteous shall see their fall.
And we understand that the wicked was multiplied right when the Greek what's his
First Maccabees chapter 1 verse we start at verse 7. Well, where's it? Verse 7. First Maccabees 1 and 7. So Alexander reigned 12 years, then died, and his servants bare rule everyone in his place. And after his death, they all put crowns upon themselves, sorted their sons after them many years, and evils were multiplied on the earth.
You see that? That's when Esau, basically started the modern way of life. When those motherfuckers started ruling, those are Edomites, those are white people. Okay, that's when wickedness was multiplied in the earth. And this it led all the way up until where we are today in 2020, your favorite year.
They still hold on to things that were started back then. Gyms,
Yep.
That homosexual shit. That just was heavy back in the Greek Empire. Even the architect,
architecture,
the military tactics. That's all comes from Esau, man.
It all comes from Esau. And when Esau gets it, they got a lot of that shit from a lot of their shit they worship and their architecture. They got that from Ham and shit too.
Well, not the architect.
Not the architect. That's Greek with the pillars and all that. Yeah.
That comes from Petra.
They got like the obelisks and shit. Yeah. You know what I mean? But yeah, Esau, that's when the wickedness multiplied in the earth, and this is where we are today. This is where you get your Americas, and this is where you get your Europes and all that. All right?
Kind of because prior to that, like you say, the philosophies on that, the other nations didn't push it on everybody they would conquer. They would allow you to keep your shit, but you were just paying tributary to them. The Greeks, they started Hellenizing people. That's when they started. Look, you gonna do what we do, or we're gonna kick your ass and kill you.
And that's why you had niggas that's why it's hard for people to understand. Like there was black people living in Greece and in Rome, and they was calling themselves Greeks and Romans. All right, they was Afro. They had probably had Afros and all that shit.
Even prior to Alexander the Great, you had Jakes up there, such as the Spartans. That was before the Greeks. That was going to the time of the Persians. So you had Jake in the Europe area, even before the Hellenization began,
And that's why I like the movie 300. You like these Greeks, these boy lovers.
Yeah, boy lovers.
And those was actual how you call them, Israelites, man. You know, that's why he was opposed to the actual Greeks. You know, they would be considered all Greeks. You know what I'm saying? And by territory where he was at. You know, but then you can see there was a difference between the Spartans and then the actual Greeks. You know, they were like,
the
nah, we ain't-
Lacedaemonians, which
Yeah,
is
that's what they call
Sparta.
Lacedaemon.
It was the capital of Lacedaemonia. Which that's a true story, you know. That about the reason they say 300, it was 300 men from Sparta, the capital, and the rest of the men were from the rest of the cities of Lacedaemonia. But it was like a couple 100,000 of them, or maybe I can't remember the exact number. But it's
But it just
actually
wasn't 300.
It was exactly. It was 300 men from Sparta. That's why it's 300 Spartans. But it was more than 300 men fighting all the millions of people and shit. You know, it ain't good, but damn.
That's a nice story.
You know, shit.
Hey, and the reason why they portrayed it like that in the movies, because they want them to be Edomites.
Yeah, exactly,
So, you know,
of
you get
course.
that perception, oh, 300 Edomites?
300 white Edomites
White
right here.
Edomites?
Good point.
Where do you find them at?
Good point.
against boy lovers.
We go against the biggest fucking army known to men, you know?
You still think you slick, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, you ain't that slick, bro. Yeah, history stands. Go ahead, bro. God, this is Ecclesiastes 10, and start at verse 16. Ecclesiastes 10 and 16. Woe to thee, O land, when thy king is a child.
Yep. And old land, remember, it's a people before it's a place, you know? So it's really talking about the people of that region, you know? Go ahead.
Ecclesiastes 10 and 16. Woe to thee, O land, when thy king is a child, and thy princes eat in the morning. And that child is Esau Edom. Read Isaiah the 3rd chapter, if I'm not mistaken. It says, children are their oppressors and women will. It's talking about Esau Edom. Verse 17. So it goes with the brother about the wicked on the authority of people born. And that word eat, you probably going to that word eat pretty much means to devour. You know, so going into all the resource how you going into the second chapter is never satisfied. Never keep that home. Either keep it at home, you know. Verse 17, Ecclesiastes 10 and 17. Blessed art thou, O land, when thy king is a son of nobles, and thy princes eat in due season for strength and not for drunkenness. He's going into the opposite, going into the eat in the morning. You know, Esau, he's indulgent, he's wanton, he can't get enough. You know, he's going into yeah, he never again according to the second chapter, he's never satisfied.
Hey, just go and read that last part again.
Ecclesiastes 10 and 17. Blessed art thou, O land, when thy king is a son of nobles, and thy princes eat in due season, for strength and not for drunkenness.
So like with Esau, like the brother's going into, he ain't never satisfied. He'll have like an abundance of things, way more than what he need, man. Like let's say for instance in his storehouse, like bro, why you got so much goddamn chicken or whatever? What now? You can't even eat all that right now, man. So blessed be basically the land for when you only getting for what you need at that point in time instead of hoarding everything. So you just constantly just eat hoarding more things, man. That's how you get into so-called overfishing certain fish, man. You know what I'm saying? Then look at America, man. Look at all these every last one of these restaurants in America, man. By the end of the night, they're gonna throw away excess food, man. Because why? They didn't prepare more than what they actually need, man. Instead of like, all right, when there's an order, let's go get the food out and then prepare it there, right then and there. Like you got the Little Caesars, they want to have hot and ready pizzas on the go, so if somebody come in, so they just make like 20, 30 pizzas. You know what I'm saying? If they don't sell them, they throw them away, man. But if those was like real resources, you just throwing away resources. You over there going through the earth and pulling them out and enslaving people and whatnot to go get resources, just to say, bro, I got 100 of these. You know what I'm saying? Just to say, all right.
And that's in the scriptures too. It tells you to kill for what you need.
Right.
You know, so if you kill, you don't kill 32, cows for no reason, and then you only eat one. You know, that's why even if you had a small family, you kill one. Let's say you kill a cow, you would eat what you could that night, and then you could at least save a little bit with salt. You know, you preserve it, but that'd be for like that. You don't have to kill another cow for the rest of the time till you run out of meat. But Esau just kills and kills, slaughters. You got let's say you got storehouses full of chicken, and then they'll wrap them once they expire and sell it to you anyway.
And then when they go up to the grocery store and they expire and then they really expire, or they don't really expire, what do? They just throw that shit in the garbage when you can still actually eat it.
Yeah, when it's noticeable, right, nobody's gonna buy this shit. Yeah, like this shit got mold growing out of it. Then they'll throw it away.
And
There'd be a whole dumpster full of it.
And then they'll put a lock on it.
Yep.
Nobody getting that shit.
going into that, like the brother was saying about the storehouses and chicken and everything like that, man. That's why now the damn chickens are pumping the steroids, so where it's like 27 days from the egg to your plate, man. because they got the super abundance but they're throwing away the majority of it, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, you out of 100%, you throwing away 70% of what you have because you just overproduced, you know? And you're only gonna use 30% of it. You know what I'm saying? You stockpile all this stuff just to use a small percentage of it, but just so you say, I ain't gonna never run out of it, man.
This is a fucking demon, bro.
I'm a mass murderer on all
He
levels.
just kills all these animals. He just lies and kill all these animals. Just butchers them all. You gotta pay the butchers to butcher and get the right cuts, and then you send them all to the grocery store, and only a small percentage actually gets sold out, and the rest of it just goes right into the dumpster. Like rots, rotten, flies all around it. This man just want to kill everything, man.
And then you got starving people.
And then you got people walking around here having eaten a hot meal
Every other day.
Yeah, like the woman said.
Yeah, I was at the Publix just the other day. I was at the Publix the other day. They had I was looking for some chicken. You know how they got that Publix deli? They got chicken wings and stuff. Well, at the Publix over at my house, they have some that they call Mardi Gras wings. It's like some type of Creole seasoning and stuff like that. You know what I'm talking about now? Well, I was looking for them and they ain't have them, but I seen that they had them in the back, sitting over there in the little container. So I say, hey man, those wings done? Y'all about to bring them up? He said, no, they just expired like 30 minutes ago. I said, what are y'all gonna do with them? He said, we're gonna throw them out. I said, damn.
I'll throw them out for you. I'll throw them out for you.
30 minutes and 30 days is different. Shit. Hey,
What happens if you give them to you though?
What happens if you gotta drive home? Hey, what happens if your drive home is like 30 minutes, man? It ain't bad at that point in time, man. Hey, you gonna probably heat it back up and eat it anyway, man.
There's like some fast food places and restaurants, they won't even allow the employees to take the food home. They just throwing them away.
And then one of the co-workers want to take it, instead of throwing it out, let me just take it. I ain't, we ain't making that much money anyways. Let me just take the chicken. You get fined for that shit. You get written up.
They catch you on the camera eating the chicken. Coming
Next day he comes to they're taking him to the office. He's supposed to throw the food out.
For cannabis again.
You're stealing from us.
So this is a written warning. Yeah, man. I can't eat.
We got people starving, people homeless, all that useless stuff you don't use to
Or at least sell it to me at a discount price.
Even vegetables. They have dumpsters full of vegetables.
Yep.
And then with locks on it, make sure the bums don't get it.
You got actual people who make decent money. They go dumpster diving. And they say, fuck it, I'm getting free food.
Yeah.
It's just a bunch of good food sitting on the top of the dumpster.
And bags and everything.
Yeah,
still
that's
bagged
what.
up.
Yeah. Now they got to know. Now no one can do that because it's locks on it. But go ahead, read that.
So Ezekiel 35 and start at the top of verse 1. Ezekiel 35:1. Moreover, the word of the Lord Yahweh came unto me, saying, Son of man, set thy face against Mount Seir.
And Mount Seir is just basically saying Esau Edom, the so-called white man, which is his kingdom. So we set our face against Mount Seir. All right, you so-called white people in your rulership, kingdom, your way of life. Go ahead.
And prophesy against it.
That's what we do. We prophesy against your kingdom. Everything we say is contrary against your kingdom. It's bad. It's bad against your kingdom, and it's good for us. Go ahead.
Verse 3, and say unto it, Thus saith the Lord Yahweh, Behold, O Mount Seir, I am against thee, and I will stretch out my hand against thee, and I will make thee most desolate.
Yeah, God is against you. God is against the so-called white people. All right, just to put it blunt. God doesn't like white people. God hates white people. Let's put it like that.
Apostle Tahar used to say back when they were on 34th Street, when Esau would come up, so you hate white people? God hates white people.
I mean, just put it blunt. I mean, I can't be more blunt than that. I'm not saying if you look like a white person, God hates you. That's not what we're saying. But just for lack of a better term, just to be blunt, God doesn't like white people. All right, He doesn't like Edomites. Okay, and Mount Seir is akin to Edomites. All right, but if you may look like a white person, they actually be one of us. It goes by the Spirit. So don't feel no type of way because we said that.
Ezekiel 35.
Real quick, I was going to bring out Malachi 1 and 3. Talk about God hates white people.
Oh yeah.
This is the book of Malachi. Read verse 2 and Malachi 1 verse 2 and 3. I have loved you, saith Yahweh. Yet ye say, wherein hast thou loved us? Was not Esau Jacob's brother, saith Yahweh? Yet I love Jacob, and I've hated Esau, and laid his mountains and his heritage waste for the dragons of the wilderness.
Yeah, so the Lord hates Esau. Okay, there it is.
That's what he's going
You know, so it's not necessarily white that you look like you got light skin with blonde hair and blue eyes. It's if you come from if you stem from the line of Esau, Edom, that's where it comes from. You know, it's just for the most part they look like that. You know, but don't feel no type of way if you look like that and your spirit is gelling with the truth. All right, you're not one of them. All right, just to kind of clear that up. Going back into Ezekiel.
Ezekiel 35, verse 4. I will lay thy cities waste, and thou shalt be desolate, and thou shalt know that I am Yahweh.
So the prophecy is saying that your cities are going to be laid waste. All right, destruction is coming to Esau, Edom's kingdom. That's right. All right, it's going to be laid to waste. It's going to be made desolate. All right, and that's a prophecy of nuclear war. We understand that nuclear wars come in, and it's really going to ravage your Edomite cities. Keep reading.
Verse 5. Because thou hast had a perpetual hatred, and hast shed the blood of the children of Israel by the force of the sword.
Yeah, you had a problem with the Israelites. It was this a perpetual hatred against Israelites from the ancient days all the way up until today. September 19th, 2020 year prophecy. You hate us. You hate Native Americans. You hate Mexicans. Everybody's a problem. Everybody's a nuisance. Everybody's a nuisance. This is our land. Go back to your country. Mexicans and Native Americans, this is their fucking country. What are you talking about? Go back to your country. Where are they supposed to go? You go back to your country. You stole this country, but we know the story, all right?
Because they don't want to dig into that history. They'll say go back to your country. To us, we can go back into this where we come from. Esau, Edom, where you come from. You go back to the mountains.
Hey, really, we are about to go back to our country. The Lord sent us back over there.
Yeah,
They don't want that to happen in reality. They don't want us to go back to our country.
But hey, it's not about what they want. It is about what's written.
That's right.
But go ahead.
Ezekiel 35 and 5. Because thou hast had a perpetual hatred, and hast shed the blood of the children of Israel.
Oh, man, a perpetual hatred, man. You just show nothing but evil unto us. Nothing but evil. Slavery, bro? That is some fucked up shit, though. Slavery, bro? That was like hundreds of years.
Get over it.
Not even 100 years ago. That was 100. Holy shit, bro.
Still this very day.
That shit is fucked up, man.
Or modern slavery. That's digital slavery.
The conditions were so rough. The life expectancy for a slave was only what?
30.
You know,
You make it just 30 years
Well,
old,
still
man.
the same today.
Yeah.
Still the same today. They in the hood, they look like they making it 25 shit.
They say that they put it in their raps.
So ain't nothing changed except for the chains ain't on you. But the debt chains on you,
and that was up in the U.S. You got sent down to like Haiti or the Caribbean. You was expected to live 5 years, and that's it. Like one of us, a fresh slave, you get burned out down there in 5 years.
Good 5 years at him.
Yeah, that's it. That's how hard the conditions was, man.
We had to go to y'all, and y'all was, you Edomites, you loved it, and you didn't have no mercy. No, you elderly man, a woman, no mercy. Children, you know what you do to these children? The things psychological damage you did to a lot of them children. What they call that? That shit called
Post-traumatic stress.
Heartbreaking.
The niggas laws.
Jim Crow.
Not the Jim Crow. What's that shit called? I can't think of it, man.
It was a
the separation,
segregation.
With the light skinned niggas and the dark skinned niggas.
Willie Lynch.
Willie Lynch, thank you. Yeah, I was thinking Jim Crow, but that's not right. Yeah, the Willie Lynch shit. You read all that stuff, man. Oh my gosh, y'all did some psychological damage. Yeah, absolutely. You did some serious psychological damage onto a whole nation of people, and you don't think you have nothing to pay for it?
He pit all the tribes against each other. Ephraim hates Issachar.
Yep.
Issachar hates Zebulon. They all hate each other. We the only ones that love each other as far as the 12 tribes of Israel.
Yep. And brothers in the truth. I'll read on.
Yeah, real quick, I want to get a precept to go on the way he's reading because he's talking about the perpetual hatred.
Yeah.
This is Genesis 27 because the brothers just going into it. We still in this captivity today. We still have that. They still have that hatred against us, right? We're gonna go back to the beginning where it started. This is Genesis 27, verse 41, verse 42, 41 and 42. And Esau hated Jacob because of the blessing wherewith his father blessed him. And Esau said in his heart, the days of mourning for my father are at hand, then will I slay my brother Jacob. So Isaac is on his deathbed at this point in time, man. This is where it all started, all right? Because right now he was giving him the blessings. Verse 42. And these words of Esau, her elder son, was told to Rebekah, and she sent and called Jacob, her younger son, and said unto him, Behold, thy brother Esau has touched thee, does comfort himself, purposing to kill thee. All right, so that's where it all started at, man. All right, this is where it all started, you know, where Esau had that hatred towards you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, man. When Isaac was on his deathbed, man. Just think about how long ago, this is in the book of Genesis, man, where it all started, man. And look where we at now, man. You can go ahead with that precept because it runs right.
And you can even go even further back to the
Khan.
You know, same story, you know. But here we are today.
That's when the hate came out when he killed him, but you know, like he sealed the deal right there when he said I'm gonna kill him.
Yeah. Abel was more righteous. He was just more righteous, and we know we're more righteous than you, Esau. You know that.
Hey,
you
but
know
he didn't act on it until later on as a people, because when they met again, he hugged and kissed him on the neck,
Yep.
So really, they like to say, oh, it's Esau's fault. Hey, you can blame the whole nation because Esau didn't kill Jacob.
Yeah,
as the actual man,
Children,
Exactly, yeah. It's the children of Esau that killed him. But he's still going down with it, the rest of his people. He's the progenitor of them devils.
That's how it goes down.
Yep.
That's the rule. Go ahead.
So Ezekiel 35 and verse 5, because thou hast had a perpetual hatred, and hast shed the blood of the children of Israel by the force of the sword in the day of their calamity, in the time that their iniquity had an end. Verse 6, therefore, as I live, saith the Lord Yahweh, I will prepare thee unto blood, and blood shall pursue thee. Sin hated blood, even thou shalt pursue thee. It's like even blood shall pursue thee.
So yeah, you love blood so damn much. You love blood so much, well, we're gonna give you plenty of blood. We're gonna give you all the blood that you can make you swallow your own teeth, man. You're gonna be you like to drink blood. You like to drink baby blood and you snake blood. You cut the head off a snake and drink blood out the damn snake's body.
Yeah. Alive, they'll do it alive.
Yes, they will. Yeah, there's a delicacy. You bloodletting.
And that's why the nigga that used to do that, what's his name? The dude that killed himself.
Bourdain.
Yeah, he used to do all that nasty shit.
Yeah.
Killed himself. It was too much for him.
Yeah, too much spirits. One too many spirits on his ass. You know, you got the suicide spirit on his ass, man. You know, hey, drinking all that blood, eating all that these abominable creatures. But you know, we was talking about earlier how Esau just want to kill, murder. He's the biggest thug. He's the thug life motherfucker on the earth, man. You know, he'll kill any animal. Yo, what the animal say? Yo, what's that? What's that? A pack of animals over there? Kill all the motherfuckers over there. I thought kill them all. What's that? Elephant? You know what the elephant say?
It's so bad they gotta put signs around in Florida, signs by all the lakes that say no molesting alligators, man. Ain't no niggas molesting the alligators.
Niggas don't even swim.
What? What?
Let alone fuck around with a crocodile and alligators.
You got to send that shit in the group chat, man. What? Oh my God. Esau. Ugh. Disgusting. Yeah, more you want to read. I know you want to get some expensive too. Yeah, we almost done.
So Ezekiel 35 in verse 7, thus will I make Mount Seir most desolate, and cut off from it him that passeth out, and him that passeth, it's like an heat, and him that returneth. And I will fill his mountains with his slain men, in thy hills, and in thy valleys, and in thy rivers shall they fall that are slain with the sword. Keep on reading. Verse 9, I will make thee perpetual desolation, and thy cities shall not return. Ye shall know that I am Yahweh.
Yeah, this is all prophecy, baby. Letting you know that you got cities now, you got everything you got power over the earth now, but it's gonna be desolate. How many times is said that in the chapter already? Keep reading.
Verse 10, because thou hast said, these two nations and these two countries shall be mine, and we will possess it, whereas the Lord Yahweh was there. So that's talking about Israel and Judah. It's northern and southern kingdom. You know. Verse 11. Therefore, as I live, saith the Lord Yahweh, I will even do according to thine anger and according to thine envy, which thou hast used out of thy hatred against them, to us, and I will make myself known among them when I have judged them. Verse 12. And thou shalt know that I am Yahweh, and that I have heard all thy blasphemies, which thou hast spoken against the mountain of Israel, saying, they are laid desolate, they are given us to consume.
Yeah, you just thought that we was just here for you to, for you just to consume.
That's what Christopher Columbus said.
Yeah.
When he came on those ships, he said, how many men would conquer these? So they'll be conservatives about the so-called Native Americans.
Yeah, you saw the Native Americans, you saw the Taínos, everything. You started drooling. You were like, is this all mine? You know, you're gonna take all these people on their souls and just rough up their way of living. They had a beautiful way of life. They had a beautiful system, and you just came, you just destroyed it. You killed them, you slaughtered them. Peaceful people. Yeah, and you still haven't paid for it. So, you know, this is something that's chalked up, and Lord got that on your record, man. Right?
Ezekiel 35 and 13. Thus with your mouth ye have boasted against me, and have multiplied your words against me.
Yeah, you have. Yeah, you boasted against the Lord. All right, multiplied your words. Go ahead.
I have heard them.
Yeah. Shit. Go ahead.
Verse 14. Thus saith the Lord Yahweh, when the whole earth rejoiceth, I will make thee. Ezekiel 35 and 14. Thus saith the Lord Yahweh, when the whole earth rejoiceth, I will make thee desolate.
There you go. Yeah. They ain't learning playing with you much, man. Lord is not playing with you Edomites, man.
Everybody gonna celebrate you, and you're gonna be through.
Yeah,
the whole earth shall go forth singing. Should be at rest.
Even the other nations, they ain't even gonna have no rulership. They're gonna be singing and rejoicing, man, because your punk ass is gonna be out of power. They're gonna finally realize it's like this was the man that was the problem. He's the problem on the earth.
Hey, at first they're gonna mourn.
Yeah.
But then they're gonna come to realization.
Say so bad.
And that'll be down the road because they gotta get it too. They're gonna get their asses whooped too.
But down the road though, they're gonna realize, you know what? I see a greater good coming out of this.
The grass is greener on the other side.
Motherfucking right, it is, man. Yo, this whole Edomite rule thing, nah, this ain't it. And these other nations, they're gonna be with it real quick. They're gonna be like, you know what? This guy was the problem. He was the problem. Now, and you can ask somebody, you be like, yo, if we get rid of all white people, you think the world would be a better place? And just see what they say. You think, yeah, hell yeah, it would be. Just say yeah. Just say yeah, it would be. If all white people was going off to Earth, the world would be perfect. You know it's right. You don't want to admit it because you don't want to seem like a racist. We telling you, yeah, the world would be a much better place without them. The Lord's saying that. The Lord said it 100 times in this one chapter. Go ahead.
Last verse 15. As thou didst rejoice at the inheritance of the house of Israel, because it was desolate, so will I do unto thee. Thou shalt be desolate, O Mount Seir, and all Idumea, even all of it. And they shall know that I am Yahweh.
We're going to rejoice. The world's going to rejoice. You was rejoicing when our house is made desolate, but now when your house is made desolate, the whole planet is going to rejoice. Even the trees, the animals, everything, the elements itself are going to rejoice. The whole earth is just going to rise in a whole higher vibration because your punk ass, your dirty ass is gone. Or sifted out of power at the first and then gone. Go ahead, read yours, brother, and we'll close out.
It's Revelation 20 verse 4, and it reads, and I saw thrones, and they that sat upon them, and judgment was given unto them, and I saw the souls of them that were beheaded for the witnesses of Yahushua, and for the word of the Most High, which had not worshipped the beast, neither his image, neither have received his mark upon their foreheads, or in their hands, and they lived and reigned with Yahushua 1,000 years.
See that?
the elect, the ones that stood stiff. All right, no matter what happened to them in this flesh, they stood stiffly for the Lord and for truth and for righteousness' sake. The Lord, hey man, we're gonna reign. And it says 1,000 years. We understand that's just a number. What the hell is that? Anyways, go ahead.
And they lived and reigned with Yahweh Shai 1,000 years. Now this next verse is going to explain, to back up what the brother said, that the other nations, they going to get their ass kicked. It ain't until later on when they going to be in that be in that good mood and be like, all right, cool, everything's all good. Esau, Edom, he just going to be completely obliterated. But all these nations going to get their ass kicked and catch hell. All right? And in verse 5, I'm going to tell you that, Revelation 20 and 5, it says, but the rest of the dead live not again until the 1,000 years were finished. This is the first resurrection. And the rest of the dead, that's talking about other nations, pursuing Isaiah 14, verse 9.
And the scriptures say that he that goes away from the law remaineth in the congregation of the dead.
Yeah.
They're the congregation of these heathens, man.
Yeah.
They're the dead, you know?
Yeah. So they're not going to live again, meaning live. What? Like we say, we're alive, but we're not living. You know? So to actually live, meaning what? When they're able to go back to their own land and, you know, and have the choice of their women and whatever the case may be and have peace.
Yeah, they'll live in peace, yeah.
You know? But that ain't till after those 1,000 years when they're going to be able to live in peace. Because
after we burn Esau up.
Yeah, after we burn Esau up, then that's when they're going to be able to live and be in peace, man.
You're totally right. Like that Esau don't get to see what the other nations are gonna experience. He don't get to see the goodies that he could have had, but he ain't.
That king after that 1,000 years, I mean, the kingdom of heaven's more likely going to be built. It's going to be set.
It's gonna be a long 1,000 years too.
What? You know? Go ahead.
Let me just get that precept real quick. Isaiah 14 and 9. Isaiah 14 and 9 says, hell from beneath is moved to meet thee at thy coming. It is stirred up the dead for thee, even all the chief ones of the earth. So that dead, all the chief ones of the earth, all the other nations. So Revelation 20 and 5 says, the rest of the dead live not again till the 1,000 years were finished. That's talking about the chief ones of the earth, the other nations, man. Okay? I'm going to close out with the sixth one, all right? Revelation 20 verse 6, it says, blessed and holy is he that hath part in the first resurrection. Right? Because why? The first resurrection, you won't part in that, because the other nations, once that 1,000 years up, they're going to be able to go back to their lands. So you want to have that first resurrection, man, where we have all nations literally by the neck, man. You know? You want to be part of that, man.
And who knows, if you're one of the biggest demons in Israel, you might not come back till near the end of that 1,000 years.
Yeah, you're right.
That's all the fun, man.
You know? It says, blessed and holy is he that hath part in the first resurrection. On such the second death hath no power, but they shall be priests of the Most High and of Yahweh Shai, and shall reign with him 1,000 years.
And you're elect. You know? That's why we try to make our call and election short.
Yeah. And that doesn't mean we're only going to reign with him 1,000 years. That just means we're going to be established in the kingdom with him for, you know, those first 1,000 years.
Yeah, and the first fruits, man. You know, the first partakers. You know, that's what we want.
And get diligence on this side though first. You know, show yourself approved. Show yourself that you care, and show yourself you believe in the Lord. Show that you have faith. You know, otherwise you're not going to be part of them thing. You know, this is for the service of the Lord. You know, be part of that number, part of that 144,000. You know, you want to bring that out? You have one more thing?
Yeah. This is Proverbs chapter 20. This is Proverbs 20 and verse 21. Proverbs 20 and 21. Inheritance may be gotten hastily at the beginning, but the end thereof shall not be blessed.
Read it one more time, brother.
Proverbs 20 and 21. An inheritance may be gotten hastily
An inheritance. Oh, read it. Go ahead.
Yeah, an inheritance may be gotten hastily at the beginning.
An inheritance may have been gotten hastily in the beginning. All right. So if we look at you, Esau,
Alexander, shit.
Yeah.
Look how fast he
12 years.
yeah, 12 years, man. He pretty much took over the whole world.
His feet should not touch the ground.
So swift he got it, you know? He got it hastily. He said his feet shall not touch the ground. Read on.
I'll read again. Proverbs 20:21. An inheritance may be gotten hastily at the beginning, but the end thereof shall not be blessed.
Oh, so yeah. The end thereof will not be blessed on, it's not going to be a blessing unto you, Esau, you know. The end unto you is going to be bad. It's going to be so bad. You know, we tell you this through prophecy. We're not just telling you this through our feelings. We're telling you this through the prophecies written in the Holy Scriptures. All right? And everything that we can see that you're doing right now is leading up to your end, to your demise.
That's right.
So continue being a demon. Continue being a devil. You saw the best devil you can be. And we'll see you on the other side. So with that, we want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh,
Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Rakah,
giving double honors to our elders and apostles that